also very Gabby Rice Gum, though. And people were not on Gabby's side when she destroyed Rice Gum's phone.
Oh my God, because she's a woman?
Yes.
Wow, you're onto something.
You know what I mean? Or wait. No, Rice Gum destroyed Gabby's phone.
Oh.
But
some people take the Photoshop and the sets like too far where like it all looks CGI.
James Charles.
Yeah. Yes.
Her name is Trish, she's got the dish and all the gossip's filthy rich, pretty and pink, hot topic queen, and says what everybody thinks. She's just Trish.
Hello. We are in November. It is Turkey Month, and you know what that means here. Oscar. I don't know where it's going.
Bring in the turkeys.
Gobble, gobble.
Yeah, we're gonna gobble them up.
Oh. Gobble them up with sponsors. Welcome to the Just Trish podcast, sponsored by SeatGeek. Trish 10 gets you 10% off all your SeatGeek purchases, whether you're a new or a loyal returning customer. SeatGeek's got you covered with the code Trish10. Lots of announcements top of the show. First of all, well, no, there's a lot. I don't know. Hoodies are restocked. If you're seeing this right now, we have the Just Trish hoodies restocked. I have to say, we got another limited, but I promise, like, I'm going to try and get more.
Well, because it's just when the first one got here, when it just got here, we didn't even sell them yet. We just like, okay, let's make another order.
Yeah.
So we just placed the same order.
The same amount. So this
but
is
then
limited.
They sold out, so we made another order.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's going to get here before Christmas. So if you want it before Christmas, this is it. I'm so sorry. I didn't know there was such a demand for Trish these days.
If you want to wear them for the shows, you know, in New York, it gets cold.
Yeah, the Just Trish, which also sold out in 20 minutes. We're just a sellout. We're selling out here. I was like, are we a sellout? We're selling out, which is something very, very new for me. And it's not me being humble. People a lot of times will be, Trisha, you're so humble, you're so humble. But truly, I've like never sold out of anything in my life. So this is a very new thing.
Not glitter.
You said you kind of loved the glitter box back in the day.
You guys, if you aren't like a true follower and have like been with Trish on the glitter, it was like a little, what was it? It was one of those little bundle boxes, like a subscription box. And I think if you released it today, it would be another sold out product because in it, I'll never forget, was edible glitter that you put on popcorn.
It was, and it was pink sparkly.
It was pink sparkly for your popcorn, and I cooked it. I put it in the microwave. Yes, and it was great.
Didn't it come with a bowl too that you can cook it in?
It was kind of everything. It was fierce.
Maybe I should do a Just Trish subscription box.
Honestly, it kind of ate. It really ahead of its time, truly.
That popcorn was kind of, and now everyone's doing popcorn too. Like everyone's selling popcorn. The D'Amelios, the Kelly Clarkson. And
my nephew's school. Yeah, everyone is selling popcorn.
Do we ever get popcorn? Were we going to do that?
I forgot about it, but I'm sure.
That was supposed to be a Patreon. That was a whole thing. I know. We also, Patreon's another thing. I schedule our entire Patreon for the end of the year. I scheduled it just to make sure because it's going to be a crazy few months. Like it's actually insane coming up. But our Patreon is still in full force. Oh, so yeah, Just Trish hoodies, justtrish.com if you want to get those. And then our Patreon's on full force. We filmed reacting to Halloween costumes, and that went up this past Saturday. So if you want to see us react to those, we're going to do a Friendsgiving. We're going to do a Dress to Impress. We have a lot of fun stuff coming. Our Wicked popcorn buckets. And
there's a lot of popcorn buckets this month.
The Moana one. The nacho boat. Is that real?
It's real.
Regal. Shout out Regal. We're going to go to all of them that day. I think we have a Saturday or Sunday plan to go to the movies and get the food. We have to go to Regal, AMC. We have to go to all of them because...
I want that one.
The boat? You want the nacho boat? You don't like nachos?
Boat and the wave.
Oh, the wave one. Yeah. That is
Both
actually kind of a slight. I know we're like, can we take Malibu? Is she old enough to go to the movies? I'm like, I don't know if she's old enough quite yet to sit there, but I guess we could go and see Moana too. Even though we have two daughters who love it.
Of course.
I
love
know.
the first one.
So subscribe to patreon.com/justtrish for bonus videos, extended podcasts. We're going to do another one after this. I'm going to have to order food for that one because I'm getting hungry already. If you upgrade to our headshot tier, you get our headshot. Oh, this is our producer tier. You get the notebook and the pen this month in lieu of the handwritten cards this month because I don't have enough yet. So you'll get that next month too. We're going to do multiple items to make up for the non-handwritten cards. But you get this. You have until the 10th to sign up. This is our last hot topic mention of it. And then you also get our headshot. This is the headshot of the month, and the headshot tier and producer tier. You get a signed Wicked Witch. It's going to look good. If you got the pink Statue of Liberty, I think the green's going to look really nice next to it. So get that November 10th. Once they're gone, they're gone. And then there's a Trish emoji sticker. I have it. It's just not here physically yet. It comes tomorrow. It's me as Galinda. So you get the Wicked Witch and the Good Witch of Trish. It's very exciting. And we have a new tier on there, which we're super excited about. I'm actually partnering with Patreon. They're like helping me produce a song that you guys are going to write with me. It's very, very cool. Patreon, we spoke to them last week and they're like, oh, if you do a music tier, maybe you could write a song with your patrons. So if you want to join the music tier, I post a video asking you guys to help me write songs. What's the next one going to be? It's going to be released December 15th. They're helping me with the music video, the producers. Shout out Patreon. I'm golden child of Patreon right here. Love them so much. Like, you're the first person we're doing this with. It's very, very cool. So they're actually helping me produce really nice content for you guys on Patreon. It's very, very cool, and I'm very excited. So go to patreon.com/justtrish. We have a music tier. You'll get behind the scenes of my music video I'm shooting on Wednesday, and yeah, and then you can help me write a song, which is really cool, and it's going to all be very quick. We're going to do it, and yeah, it'll be part of the process. I'm working with a Grammy Award-nominated producer, thanks to Patreon, so we love you. Patreon.com/justtrish. Very exciting things happening all the time over there. Wait, I had one more thing. Oh, my Ugg boots. Not sponsored, but look how cute.
They are really cute.
You said I look teeny tiny, but I think it's the boots. I think the boots are giving
the
teeny
proportions,
tiny.
yeah, it does make you look like a little doll, like a little brat.
It fits. Like, it's stretchy right here. You guys know my calves are always a point of contention, and this is fitting, and it's by UGG. They come in multiple colors, and I kind of want them. They fit really nice. It's a very wide boot. Anyways, that's not sponsored, but I thought I would.
I'm also wearing Uggs.
Yes.
Yeah, this isn't not sponsored, but yeah, we love an Ugg. Yeah,
I know.
It's the fall season. You have to wear your Uggs, ladies.
Fall. I feel like it really, because October is very like Halloween-y, and I feel like November feels fall-y.
You are honestly so right about that.
Yeah.
I was a little sad because, like, I mean, I'm glad Halloween is over just because it's very stressful, but I was like, wow, that means fall is like almost over. But I like your attitude.
Yeah.
It like just is starting.
It's just starting. I feel like it's the harvest season. It's where we have gourds.
Yes, gourds.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to eat a pumpkin pie. Yes.
Ooh,
I want
pumpkin pie
to shove a
sounds good.
pine cone up my ass.
What?
Like, you know what I mean?
That's very Christian Carl Autumn of you.
Yeah.
What would
I
that be?
Just shove the pine cone up and, like, you know, the cinnamon. I don't know. Like, that's the feeling I want. You know what I mean? So that cozy, warm. Yes.
Mac and cheese, potatoes.
Yes. We're setting the scene.
I'm not sponsored, but I am sponsored on TikTok by Bloom, and they're doing a cranberry flavored Bloom for Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow. I love a crayon.
I do too. They're like, we're going to have a cranberry
Oh,
flavor.
you really love crayon. I forgot.
I
forgot that.
But Sprite Cranberry has some competition this year with the 7-Up Shirley Temple.
Oh,
Still haven't found it yet. Do you like a Shirley Temple?
I do love a Shirley Temple.
We'll have to get that for Friendsgiving. So I think for our Friendsgiving, anyways, that's the whole thing. But like, my sister's gonna come over. I feel like we could do like a little like potluck, but like you don't have to like make anything. I thought like getting that DiGiorno pizza would be cute.
Yes.
I could make a mac and cheese. I know you love a veggie spring roll on the holidays, so you could bring like.
True. Oh my God, you remember? That's so specific.
I loved it. I remember last Christmas you're like, ooh, I get veggie spring rolls, and I bring them. I'm like, that's a sleigh. I would love that. It's memorable. I love a veggie
They were
spring
really
roll.
popular at Thanksgiving too. My whole family.
Oh, was it
ate those up.
Thanksgiving?
I think so.
Perfect. Okay, bring it to that one. My sister will bring something, and then maybe we'll do. Maybe I'll have a Bloom cranberry. Maybe they'll No, it's Patreon. We don't need a sponsor over there. But anyways, very exciting stuff happening. And also, yes, sold out show. Thank you guys so much. We sold out New York City Beacon Theater in 25 minutes, which is actually the most insane thing I've ever heard of. So thank you guys so much. I was so excited. You were the first person to text me. You're like, my friend's waiting in line. And there was like 4,000 people waiting in line.
Yes, everyone was texting me, like, shout out Art. He was texting me. He's like, something wrong with Ticketmaster. Like, it's not like, I only see Thousand Oaks. And it was like before the tickets went on sale. And I was like, Art, I just don't think they're on sale yet. He's like, I don't know. Then he got in. He's like, there's 4,000 people in front of me. If this sells out, I'm going to lose it. He has a group chat with all the TikTok gates. It's the one that did the video, that viral TikTok of like, listening to Just Trish, like on their hike.
Oh, you know him?
Yes, I know that group, and they're all in a group chat together.
You never told me that.
I think, did I not?
No.
Oh.
You're just like, that was so funny. And I was like, I was saying I loved it so much. Oh, you should think I know them.
Oofies, yeah, for sure.
Oh, did they get tickets?
They did get tickets VIP, so they'll be there. Yes, they have a group. They're doing a photo shoot before. It's everything. It's fierce. But they were sending me updates, and I was nervous for them. And I was like, oh my God.
It's crazy. It is actually so crazy. Even my comp tickets, I only asked for like a certain amount of comp tickets because I did not think anybody would. Like, first of all, I don't know that many people. But all of a sudden, I announced these shows, and like 100 people want to come. And I was like, I didn't know everybody would want to come. So Thank you, by the way. If you still want to see Trish Miss Live, the only available is San Diego. We're not adding any more shows. I don't know if people are waiting to see. I know people are like, why did you do 2 shows in California? I don't really know the answer to that, but we're doing 2 shows in California. And maybe if I do another tour, it'll be like Chicago and Toronto. I know a lot of people said that, but we're not doing any more for Trish Miss Live. So it's New York, Thousand Oaks are sold out. Thousand Oaks, you still get the exclusive Bang & Buns Trish box here. So don't feel like, oh, I know. Because some people are coming in from the East Coast, but you still get a Bang & Buns, which I think is worth
yes.
And
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Oscar,
are you coming to the Thousand Oaks one?
Yes.
Okay, great. Fierce. I didn't know.
I love how you're like, only if you want. Of course, this is history. This is literally so important. Like, I don't think you realize.
I wouldn't expect you to come at all. Like, that was like the last thing I would think about because I'm like, it doesn't sound like something you would want to do. Because you never came to my previous tours. Not to call you out.
No, but it's so funny you said that because I think about this all the time too. Because I never check DMs, and I think when you DM'd me about the Colleen podcast is when I saw the one you sent before, and it was like, oh, if you want to come to my tour, and I saw it like 2 years later.
Oh.
Because I just don't check DMs. And also like one day, like for Halloween, you said, oh, you DM me that tomorrow we're wearing Marvel costumes or something. And I was like, why would you DM me that? I never see
you're
DMs.
on Instagram like that.
I never see a DM in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like you're always like, oh, this person DM me. No?
Not really. Like, only very
not.
rare situations. If they DM me when I have the app open, then it pops up at the top.
Oh, okay.
So I see that they DM me, but I never read it.
I love a DM. I just think texts are a little, like, invasive. I don't mind if you text me. I don't care when people text me. But in general, I just like to check them when I want to check them as opposed to a text I feel like is, like, urgent. You know what I mean?
That does make sense.
So.
Yeah. A DM just makes me anxious because I just never know what's inside. And then, like, you can like unread it, so that helps. But like when they see it that you've seen it, I'm like, oh, there's pressure. I don't know.
Yeah, no. I kind of feel you on that, but I guess that's why I always do it on there. Well, check your DMs.
I know I do need to check them more because I missed out on seeing your last tour because of that. But
that's crazy. 2 years later.
Yeah, I literally remember seeing it.
Nobody came. By the way, my first tour, I was in the vlog squad. I'm literally like dating someone, like nobody came to not one show, and so I was like, okay, nobody wants to come. Second tour, I'm friends with Shane, I'm friends with all these people. Nobody. I will say Gigi has come to every tour, so love you, Gigi. Maybe she'll want to come to this one, but nobody's ever been interested. Shane was like my best friend on both tours and never came. So I was like, I would assume nobody wants to come, which is like fine because it's very niche. A lot of people too. I saw some people bought tickets and like my husband's like, what is she gonna do? And I don't know. Like people don't. I'm performing songs. Everybody. I don't know. People come and all of a sudden it's just all singing. They're like, what is this? Yeah, kind of like Mariah Carey if you squint your eyes. Mariah Carey and I are coming to New York at the same time. We're like 2 days apart from each other.
That's
so.
fierce. Double feature.
It is kind of fierce. I know.
It's like Gladiator Wicked. It's Trish Mariah.
Oh my God, that's right. You can come see both of us because we're not competing. That would have been awful if we were there like the same night. That would have been terrible. But I think she's coming a little bit after me. Actually, you know what? She's coming the night in New York. She'll be in New York the night I'm here in Thousand Oaks. So yeah, don't feel bad if you flew to Thousand Oaks because I wasn't in New York at that time. Anyways, it's crazy. We still have tickets at San Diego, but I really am stepping it up. I know Moses asked a few weeks ago. He's like, "Oh, are you gonna do costume changes?" I'm like, "No, you're getting one costume. That's it." Yeah. But we're doing a 3 costume change now. I ordered more. I'm doing outfit change-ups. I got more dancers coming to all the shows. It's just me not making any money again. I'm just like, let me just amp this up. But I'm just really excited. I don't know. I'm flying out like videographers and I just really want to make it like a thing. So I'm trying to step it up for you guys. I added 2 more songs. I put a set list up, but I actually added 2 more songs. I'm really just trying to give you that quality show. And then, yeah, if you guys do VIP, I get to meet everyone, and I'm really excited. I have different outfits for that. So I'm bringing like 6 outfits total, and I'm very excited. And our first one's in San Diego, December 5th. There's still tickets available. New York and Thousand Oaks sold out. It's crazy. I just want to thank New York because there's so much to do in New York. You know what I mean? Like, I just would think there's like Broadway shows, and it's a lot of people like it's a Tuesday, and I was like, I know, I'm so sorry, but
no, even when you just announced Thousand Oaks, like my like oomfies in New York were asking like, should I fly out to Thousand? They were already like planning on it.
Oaks,
so
I love it.
Yeah, the hot destination of Thousand Oaks, California.
That's what the promoters said that. They're like, ooh, Tuesday's kind of a hard sell in New York, but I guess if people are coming to Thousand Oaks, they'll probably come to New York on a Tuesday. I didn't realize it was such a undesirable market. I love Thousand Oaks. To me, I'm like, it's such a serve.
You're reviving the economy here in Thousand Oaks.
Thousand Oaks is a serve. I love it. Besides Bang & Buns, there's so much to do around here. What do we love around here? We love La La Land Cafe. There's a lot. There's a lot.
Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble. You'll see us there all the time. We're at our local Target has like a little Disney. It's gonna be a great time, and I'm very excited, and I really truly mean it, where I'm like, I'm kind of in shock, and I'm excited. I'm not really nervous, but I'm excited. So all next week, I'm doing all our guests this week, but like all next week I have music production because I'm doing like mashups, I'm doing cover songs, I'm doing like all this stuff. So I have all the music production next week, and then the following 2 weeks is dance rehearsals, Thanksgiving, and then we literally leave for like 2 weeks. So it's gonna be crazy. We're still gonna be doing a hot topic every Monday, and because I know none of this would be possible without the podcast. So I'm very excited, and thank you. I always feel like I'm doing an award, but thank you, Oscar, for help reviving me too. And I feel like it's a whole new world with this podcast because never in a million years did people care about me a couple years ago. And shout out to the 100 people who did come to my tours because I loved you. Seriously, I was so nice. Like, I remember the second tour, they did like 900 seat venues, and I sold like literally, I think it was in New Jersey, I think it was like 150 people came. So it really looks small, right? It looks like just like a line of people, but honestly, they were like into it. And thank you so much for like not me too much. Like, I really didn't think the internet hated me back then, just maybe David, but whatever, who cares about him? But it was nice. People really showed up, and I'm excited. So now it's going to be fun. And I hope you guys enjoy the show. And there'll be exclusive merch at each city with your city name on it. And yeah. And if you want to get these hoodies, they're out there now. JustTrish.com. All right. Whew.
What an intro.
What an intro. It's a lot. Oh my God. I wish you could see your pants. I was looking for pants for you last night.
Oh,
Yeah, I
because
found
of
them.
Wait, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Maybe I should. I could say where they're on Revolve. They're actually not that expensive. They're really bouge. I was going to text your pant size last night. And I'm like, that's kind of an invasive question, I feel. But I wanted to order them for you. But I was like, oh, that's kind of rude, right? To be like, what's your pant size?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, what's your pant size? Can you say it or no?
Yeah, I go in between. I'm like 34
Two.
usually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sometimes 36.
Wait, how is
depending.
every guy a 34? Every person I know.
Honestly,
Moses is a 34. You're a 30. Like everybody. My brother's 34. Like everyone's a 34.
That's a good question.
How's
I don't
everyone
know.
fitting into a 34? That's every guy is just shaped the same, I guess. Truly,
No,
like
we have different shapes, but when it comes to the waist, we're all the same.
Oh, T.
wait, that's weird, right? Because even like
'Cause we're not
big
like-
guys, small guys, they're all 34.
Because our waist is the same. We have the same, like, I don't know.
That's so weird. That's so odd. It's a
Like,
weird
you
thing.
don't go around seeing guys with different size butts and things. Everyone are kind of the same.
Some people have a bubble butt. Some people got a big butt.
Yeah, I think also like I don't know. Sometimes that's why I actually go up to 36 sometimes because my calves are big and my thighs are big. So sometimes I'm 36. It kind of depends on the fit. But
Which one should
for
I get?
context,
Oh, right, yeah. I was very excited about this.
Chappell Roan obviously did SNL over the weekend, and the what did they call it? The credit scene, the goodbyes.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And the goodbyes, she's posing with Bo and Yang, and they're holding hands, and it literally before you even posted it, they look so cute, and it literally looks like Oscar and Trish. Like it's giving Oscar and Trish 1,000,000%.
I'm trying to figure out why. I guess because she's wearing the wig and the big makeup, and he has like glasses and like he's fierce. So I guess that's
pink,
why.
Yeah.
It was very pink too. That's why I was like, ooh, we have to cosplay
With a little bit
this.
of black in there too.
Yeah, I know. She was wearing cowboy boots, which my calves do not fit cowboy boots. Maybe I'll wear these. I'll just cover them in gingham. The gingham outfit I can do. Found the wig. I don't know if it came through the screenshot because I was trying to screenshot it back to you on Twitter, but you had sent me the person who did her wig. I'm like, already ordered it. Already ordered it. As soon as I saw it, I was like, absolutely. And that guy was so great. He's like, how fast do you need it? I was like, as fast as possible. I can get it to you by Tuesday. I was like, what? Yeah, like it's crazy.
That's fierce.
Gosh, I wish I knew his Instagram. Anyways, he does really great wigs actually, and I was like, oh my gosh, amazing. So I found the pants. I haven't found the shirt yet, so I'm still on the lookout for the Bo and Yang pink shirt. Did you find it?
No, but can I tell you, I found Bowen's stylist and I DM'd Bowen's stylist.
I can get styled by him?
I just
That's
asked-
everything.
I was like, what brand is this shirt and pants from? I haven't got a response yet, but fingers crossed.
I was proud of myself. I found the
That
pants
is
myself.
major. How did
Yeah.
you even find it?
I literally typed in men's pink and blue denim jeans.
Oh, that is so smart because
Yeah.
I would not have even thought about
At
that.
first, I typed in doll jeans and it came up to like doll jeans, and I was like, okay, no, because I thought there was like little dolls on them, but it was very hard, and obviously, yeah. So I think next Monday that will be our cosplay. Everyone was so quick. The wig guy could have gotten Tuesday. Even Eddie was like, I can get it to you by Wednesday. But we have Tana and Holly's episode coming up. We're doing guest episodes because it's just like a freaking busy month. But yeah, I was like, next Monday. It'll still be relevant by then. I wish we could have gotten it by today.
It would have been gaggy, but
yeah, that would have been. Anyways, it could still be cool. Hopefully, it's
I think
cool.
it's also so specific that, I don't
Yeah.
think normal people see that and like, oh, I can cosplay that. But we're cosplayers.
Right. We are cosplayers. And it's very us. It just was very us. I was like,
Literally,
we
the second
have
I
to do
saw
that.
it,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. I love that you love it. All right. So 34 or 36.
Oh my god. I think it's safer to go bigger,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And then you can always pin them if you want. Okay,
because if it's too small, then day ruined. You know?
Yeah, no, I know. That is the worst. And that's my problem with Moses because he's like a 34 too, but I'll order 34 and certain pants are so tight.
Yes.
And then some of them are so big and I'm like, they're the same size. I don't understand why they don't fit. So I guess that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Didn't get Crumble today. Crumble had an 8 cookie lineup today and I did not get it today, but that's fine. I'm so hungry. We'll have to get Wendy's or something.
we
had
do love
the
a Wendy's break.
Oh
yeah.
God, so good. But yeah, it was Chappell Roan was so good on SNL.
On SNL,
Oh
yeah.
God,
Her
amazing.
debuting her new song, The Giver. This is my beef though with Chappell. Like that's
What?
my diva. Yes.
No beef here.
She needs to stop performing these songs that are like really good and then not releasing them. Like what is the tea?
Wait, what do you mean?
She performed The Giver, which is her new song, but it's not like out. And then before, like at her festivals and on tour, she was performing a song called The Subway. Was never out.
Is it like on a new album or something?
I'm assuming it's songs that are like in the workshop for her next album, but like let's drop a single, let's put it on streaming.
Yeah.
Like I want to stream it. You know what I mean?
Oh no, yeah,
that is
that's
my
so
one
weird.
beef. Yeah, that is my beef. But other than that, love the
Try
song.
and send her a DM.
Yeah, can you reach out for a
I DM'd her
statement?
back. She DM'd me and then I like DM'd her back and then that's it. But I really don't want to take advantage of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But maybe for that one I'll be like, oh no, but then maybe I sound like too fanny
That's
to be
true. I'll be like,
where's the giver?
"Girl."
Thank you so much to SeatGeek for sponsoring this podcast episode. We love SeatGeek so much, and you guys love SeatGeek so much that SeatGeek was like, let's give them a whole new offer. That's right. Trish 10 will get you 10% off your entire order at SeatGeek, whether you're a new customer or a loyal returning customer. We love SeatGeek so much. The concert season is not over. In fact, it's just beginning. The holiday winter concert series is here. Okay, go see the Eras tour again. Go see Short and Sweet. Go see Trisha Paytas, Mariah Carey, all of the above. Your favorite Broadway show, Nicole Scherzinger, Rachel Zegler. There's just a whole lineup this holiday season. So go to SeatGeek and browse. See who's in your area. They let you find good seat tickets for good deals. They let you know what's the best option you're getting, the seats. You can see the map. SeatGeek is a collective collecting all the best deals from all over the internet to give you what you want. They have great customer service. I myself have used SeatGeek a numerous amount of times when shows are sold out. You want to sit closer. You want to get the bigger, better deal. It's a last minute purchase. Check out SeatGeek, you guys. No matter how many times you bought tickets using SeatGeek before, Trish 10 is going to get you 10% off your next order. So take out your phone, open the SeatGeek app, and add code Trish10 to your account. What are you waiting for? Do it now because this offer is only available for a limited time. So use code Trish10 for 10% off tickets on SeatGeek. Download SeatGeek today and use that code Trish10 and you will have 10% off all your ticketing purchases. We love SeatGeek, easy to use, fabulous, can't endorse them enough. Check them out.
But it is a bop. It's fine. It's like a country song about lesbian sex. You can't get any better than that.
Yeah, women
really
do
can't.
it better. Mm-hmm. Isn't that the period?
Yes, that's the period. That is the period.
This week, it's so crazy. I have literally so much in my head. I can't even think. I was like trying to focus. Well, the reason I didn't post the Bowen and Chappell cosplay on the main one is I didn't want her to see and think I was like being weird by like, you know what I mean? Like trying to copy their outfits, you know?
Yes,
because I feel like if she saw my story, there's like a good chance she might. Sometimes she likes my photos. So I was like, oh, maybe she'll think it's like weird. I never want to be too weird. It's always in a watch. Misha was there. She like did the like whole creative design for it.
I know. Misha's her
crazy.
creative director who is so sweet. And yeah, she flew out to New York, did the creative direction. She worked with Chappell on it. I love her whole team. Like, I think that's why I love her so much, like, because she celebrates her team so much. And the only Grammy that Chappell has like campaigned for is the album packaging, and it's because if she wins, then Misha also wins,
that's so
which is really sweet. That's the only one she cares about, which is so fierce.
I love it. I love when people can recognize because I always say this. I feel like the people around you is what makes. I mean, like obviously, like you have the it factor, all of that for sure, the talent, all that stuff. But like the people around can elevate you or like bring it down. You know what I mean? And I think that's so cool when she can recognize. I love it so much. Where Chappell stands forever over here. I didn't even watch the rest of it. I did try to watch some of the SNL, but I don't know, that guy that hosted. Sorry, not too funny.
John Mulaney.
Not my vibe. I hate when comedians host because then they do like a stand-up routine at the beginning for the opening monologue.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, I like it better when people are like funny and they like make fun of themselves and not just like, I don't know what he was talking about. What was he talking about? Like he has like a toddler, and I get it. We like relate to that stage, but also like who else relates to it?
No,
He's
it
like,
was weird.
It was like I'm raising a 2-year-old and my wife has the baby. That's fair. And I was like, who? And like we're in that stage, and I still was like, this is so niche and like what? This is like not something I want to hear about. But okay, not funny. What's he known for? Just being a stand-up? I don't know.
I think he's an actor too. I don't really know.
In what? What has John Mulaney been on?
Why in my head do I think he had a show called MULANY? But maybe I'm. This is a wild statement, but maybe I'm getting him confused with Whitney Cummings because she had a show called Whitney. Yeah.
I think that's a very different show.
Just in my head, I'm like, maybe he had a show called MULANY, but I definitely keep making that up.
I feel like I'd remember that. I feel like I also get him confused with Nathan Fielder, kind of. Don't they kind of look like each other?
Yeah.
They act like each other. They're very like deadpan. I love Nathan For You, obviously was on it, but that other show he did with Emma Stone was like the worst show I've ever seen in my life.
I didn't even see it.
It was, everyone's like, this is so good. You should watch it. Remember it? Remember that show? But it was horrible. Remember the one I'm talking about? It was like so sad. Where they had that glass house and...
Oh, yeah.
It was like really sad. Anyways, it was awful. But John Mulaney is, I don't know. I only know him for like, right, he left his wife and then had a baby and it was a big thing. Yeah.
And wasn't it what was the tea with that? Did he like not want to have a baby with?
Yeah, he didn't want, and then
they divorced because he didn't want kids and now he has 2 kids.
Yeah.
I guess it's like, if you just didn't want kids with that person, you find someone you would want. I guess I get it. I don't know.
He's complaining about it in his routine now. So.
Complaining about what?
The kids. That's what he was complaining, that he has to take care of the 2-year-old.
Oh, right.
And how that doesn't compare to being with the baby, newborn.
Yeah, which I have to disagree. The baby's like just as hard too. Being a baby, like having a baby is like hard. It's like different. I always say sometimes, I'm always like, oh, can we switch? Because like, yes, Malibu can be a lot and have like, she can scream and stuff sometimes, but she's fun. Like, you know what I mean? She talks and, Elvis is cute. We love a little Elvis moment, but sometimes I'm like, okay, like, can we switch? Like, I want to play, So I kind of disagreed with his thing, but I don't know him, don't like him. I tried to watch a little bit, and I was like, I don't know. None of it was funny, but...
I only really tap in when it's someone I care about as the host, as like an Ariana Grande moment,
right.
But yeah, and for this one, I only tapped in for Chappell's performances, which were fierce. And,
so fierce.
Lux Noir London actually padded, like those are... Lux Noir London's from RuPaul's Drag Race, her pads Chappell used, which I thought was...
What do you mean her pads?
So Chappell had like a little bit of drag padding for her waist.
How do you know this?
She tweeted, she's like, oh, I can't believe Chappell's using my padding.
Wait, first of all, I did not know Lux had padding. I want that. That's so cool.
Yeah, I guess it's obviously Lux is like so like thin and like fierce, but I guess to have the little bit of like, the curve and waist. So it's just a little bit, but like a perfect amount.
Probably don't need that, I guess. I don't need the padding. She does. I mean, Lux in person too, like I remember she said she like did her thighs too, and they look flawless. I was like, oh my God, those look so real and natural. Oh, and Chappell looked good in that dress, the first one, the Pink Pony Club one. So good. I have a Pink Pony cosplay coming up too because I had gotten it earlier this year, and I'm like, I gotta wear it before the end of the year because then it's gonna be like stale by next year. So maybe December we'll do another Chappell moment. I do want to put it in my show because I have a pink Christmas and I do want to match up, but then I was thinking like legality. Can I do it? Can I perform it? Right? I guess it shows you can if I don't sell it. I'll DM Chappell and ask her permission. I was trying to figure it out. It's like, it's a good mashup, and I thought it'd be really fun, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm allowed.
The Slight Pink Pony Club.
On the canceled show, that's how they introduced you. That song played when you walked on stage.
Right, yeah. I mean, so I feel...
You can.
I'll ask. Well, I don't know if we can, but...
You can, as long as you don't sell the song.
Right.
That makes sense. Because, like, I remember back in the day, like, at Taylor Swift at her old concerts, like, she would cover a different song, like whatever artist was from the town she's performing in. Like I remember in LA she performed like a Gwen Stefani song or something because Gwen Stefani's from LA. So and I doubt she like got permission for every song she covered.
I think on tour you can. That's what I heard. I think that's why Jonas Brothers like cover like Espresso and stuff. Like you can cover like, and I think Sabrina too. I think you can cover songs if you don't sell it.
Sabrina's doing covers. Yeah,
or something like that. So anyways, hopefully I don't get sued. But I want to do a mashup, so maybe it'll
iconic. Like clickbait headline, if so, got sued by CHAPPELL ROAN.
No, we're trying to be friends with her. Sometimes those clickbaits come out and I'm like, oh my gosh, let me not get a text about this. I'm always like a little nervous.
I get a little nervous sometimes too.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, is this okay?
My tea is I always had a question mark because that's what I learned in journalism school was if you had a question mark, you're not making it a statement of fact. You're asking a question.
Okay, love that. But then someone sees it and they're like, what is this title?
Disclaimer to anyone we ever talk about. If it's phrased with a question mark, we're just asking a question.
We're just asking. Yes. Don't know. Oh, well, yeah. I try not to judge. What's his name? John Mulaney?
Oh, yes, John Mulaney.
I try not to judge him, though, because we all judged Ethan Slater, and now he's America's sweetheart.
Yeah.
Have you seen clips of him from the Sydney Wicked premiere?
Yes, I actually have, and all the Ariana stands like, okay, I see the vision now, which is
I always have.
It's true. You have always stood on that, so I appreciate it.
He's so. Does your opinion change of him? I think he's so sweet. I don't think there's anyone sweeter than him.
I think he comes across very sweet.
And your opinion hasn't changed?
Period. About his like physicality?
Yeah.
He's not my tea, but
Oh my god. To me,
I get why for people he would be tea, but he's not my tea.
people put like the difference between him and like Pete Davidson answering questions about Ariana Grande, because someone's like, oh, you know, what did it feel like to like fall in love with someone, whatever, and he was just like so sweet. He's like, I just love being around her talent, and she's so gifted and funny, and she's just and then they have like Pete Davidson being like, well, I off to her a lot and whatever, and they're like, this is why he's attractive, right? Okay, everyone thinks Pete Davidson's attractive. I'm like, I don't know why. He literally like gives like the grossest answers about people. He was so mean about Ariana post breakup. Ethan's like this king who's just so sweet, who's just like, she's the talent one, she's the thing, she's like, it's all about her and how wonderful she is. And it's like, I feel like so happy that she found that. I don't know, maybe I'm parasocial, but someone even gave him like a little beaded bracelet to give to Ariana, and he's like, yeah, I'll take it for you. It was like, he was just so sweet in every single way, and I love Ethan Slater. And then even when they were like walking to their seats, he like let go of her hand to like let her be the star, and she's like, no, come on, like hold my hand. It was just so like, everything about him is just amazing and sweet, and I've always liked him since the beginning. And I tried to get to the LA premiere. I want to be there with my microphone, because the reporters at the Sydney one, they were like, they didn't even know his name was Bach in the show. They're like, how do you think you're like your character like Boke or something? He's like, oh, Bach. He's like, it's like, how do you not know? We got to get there. Sorry, Denny Directo, I'm going for ET. Give me that bling microphone.
I would live to see you interview under my carpet.
And I'll go for tea. And we'll be right by each other. Our hands will be in the picture for everybody. Do you think you could go for them or no?
Not to do the interview.
Really?
No.
Why not? You're good enough for Olivia Rodrigo, but not Wicked?
Well, I was good enough for Olivia Rodrigo because it literally was like, we have to cancel the red carpet or send Oscar. Like, those are the options. Yeah,
No.
they're literally, what I'm telling you, I did Olivia Rodrigo because literally there was
don't
no
believe
one
it.
else. Like, everyone was gone.
I don't believe it.
All the, everyone who normally does interviews was like across, like, they had shoots in like Europe and stuff and New York, and no one was around. And then all the
What?
other producers, it was one of their birthdays, so they went to Mexico to celebrate her birthday. So no one was there.
You swear that's the truth.
Bible, yes.
What?
And everyone
There's no
was
way.
and the TikTok comments on my Olivia interview are like so nice, and they all like the first like 200 are all my name, and that's I think how they're
Aw.
like, that's the only reason my work is like, oh wow, like this is actually odd. So I was like, yeah.
Do you think they'll probably let you go to Wicked if all the comments were pro Oscar? They'll probably let you
Maybe
go.
I can do Jake Shane. Maybe.
Wait, where's he gonna be?
Oh, we don't worry. ET is interviewing Jake Shane at
Wait,
his LA
what?
show at the Wiltern or something.
Oh my God!
So
slay.
maybe I can get a Jake Shane. I don't think I could get a Wicked, but maybe a Jake Shane if I really, throw my hat in the
What
ring.
does that
But
mean? They're going to the show.
they're interviewing Jake Shane before his show or
Oh, why
something.
aren't they coming to my show?
Should I pitch it?
Come with your microphone.
I should pitch it. That
I
actually
would
is
die
cute.
if you're like interviewing me. We're here with Trisha Paytas.
That would actually be so funny.
And the iconic, I like all your intro. It's actually so full circle. That's cute. I like
I should
that.
pitch it.
That's crazy. There is like Paper Magazine reached out to come to the New York show. There is like a lot of people
Press?
are
Yes.
they're like, you have press tickets, and I had to email CA. I'm like, do we have press tickets? Like, what does this mean? I don't know what this means, but and they're like, yeah, send it to us, whatever. But there was like a lot of people that's like, oh, we have press, and I was like, oh my God, that's so cool.
See?
It's very exciting. Oh my God, that's cool. Okay, well maybe they'll come out to Thousand Oaks. If there's press that wants to be Thousand Oaks, let me know.
Let us know.
Just ET. Would you do the Jake Shane one? Are you gonna go?
Right now, someone else is doing it. I haven't thrown my hat in the ring. I don't think I will throw my hat in the
No?
ring. I think I want to be only come out of retirement for like a Trisha Paytas and Olivia Rodrigo. Yes.
I want your hand in the shot like this. That means I'll post it on my thing. I thought it was such a slay when I got interviewed by ET and it was always you. And I always thought you were like so cool. I really did. I was like, oh my God, like Oscar's interviewing me. It was so cool. That's why I always held you at like such high regard, because I was like, oh, it's so cool. He like works for Entertainment Tonight. Like I always thought it is a slay. It's very cool.
I was the like YouTuber interviewer back in the day. Yeah.
David,
in 2019.
Tana, everybody.
Yeah, Gabby. Really, everyone. Jenna Marbles. I made the rounds.
We did a reviewing, I guess we can say that, reviewing the TanaCon one, and I had no idea Gabby Hanna performed at
Yes,
TanaCon.
the lineup was actually crazy. I went back to look. It was like Ricky Dillon, Jen X Penn, Gabby Show performing.
But who performed? Just Gabby. No one else
just
did.
Successfully, at least. Just Gabby, I guess.
Did
I
she say on stage, like, she was like,
This is a show.
Yeah, I was like,
Is
what?
anyone surprised? Which tea? Yeah.
I mean, anyways, always Team Tana forever, but if you guys want to watch that, it's coming up too. But we have a lot of fun stuff. Anyways, I love that. Okay, well.
So, yeah, I won't be doing the Wicked interviews, but yeah, I think you would be a slay on the on the gold carpet. It was gold, right, for Sydney?
Well, that was Munchkin Land. Here in LA, it's going to be Shiz University,
Okay.
so I don't know what it is. I think Emerald City is Mexico and Oz's
I
Ballroom
love
is New
that
York.
each one is a different theme. That's really smart.
I know. I wonder if they're going to dress at each theme because it kind of seems that way because she was Glinda from the original Wizard of Oz and then Cynthia was in black. Because normally you'd be like, oh, she should be in green, but the Wicked Witch appeared in black in Munchkin Land.
Oh,
so
that's really cool.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to go themed out. Yeah, interesting.
I was really excited seeing all the clips. I'm like, it's starting to hit me Wicked Fever because like Ariana and Cynthia were like very emotional like at the premiere because it's the first of like the whole press tour. And especially like seeing old interviews of Ariana talking about like how much she wants to like be Glinda. Like she said she was on her Sweetener tour when she heard the auditions were happening and she was willing to like cancel her tour if she had to.
Yeah, she's like, we're going to go home so I can just like train.
Yeah.
I mean, I know. And then here you're like, think on Zach saying too, she's like, oh, it's very different. Like I would do anything to be Glinda. Like it's just like so cool to see that. I don't know.
I love people who are passionate about something and work really, really hard to make their dream come true. I think that's sweet. Like even if you don't like Ariana, you have to at least give her flowers for like seeing an opportunity, working so hard to get it and to like, and she took it so seriously. She wasn't like, oh, I'm Ariana Grande, so obviously I'm gonna get this role. Like she worked her ass off to get it. So
no, and that's what she said too. She goes, I would also agree with everyone who was like coming off of, I think she said Side by Side was her last single. She goes, and being like, oh, casted as Glinda, I don't see it either. So she's like really like transformed herself to be the thing. So she like understood. I mean, she is like insanely talented. I think it's kind of like, that's how I feel about Ben Platt too. People are like, oh, Nepo Baby or whatever. It's like, but they're also like insanely talented. Like their voices, like Ariana's voice is like, she's operatic in this movie because I didn't get to see it early. And she sings like opera style. Like it's actually insane, like the talent and the fact that they were all singing live and stuff. It's just like, it's actually insane how talented she is. So I think people like overlook it with all just her being Ariana Grande and everything else that surrounds her. But she is so good. And it's, I don't know, I think it's fun to see anyone like achieve their dreams. And I'm so excited. I love it. Yeah. I think once you see it, I feel like that's why I scheduled our popcorn movie date after it comes out because I'm hoping you see it.
yeah, I have my tickets already.
The day it comes out?
For the 21st.
Oh.
Yeah, so a little early.
Perfect. Great. Okay, great. So then when we go collect all the buckets and the
yes, I'll already be in the
boat
spirit.
match- yeah. I'm excited. Okay, that'll be good. It's during, I have a dance rehearsals both those nights, but it's like, and I was trying to be skinny, but I was like, you know what, honestly, popcorn and nachos, that's like a diet. It's not too much. It's not too heavy. Yeah. It's not like a big piece of steak or something like that.
Yeah. Throw some pink glitter on it while you're at it.
Give me that old glitter.
Honestly, Wicked should have partnered with Trisha Paytas Glitter to have like sparkly pink popcorn.
I'm surprised they didn't. At the early screenings, they had like champagne with glitter in it, so it was probably
That's
like the same
fierce.
thing. It was like pink and green champagne. Yeah. Yeah, they dress themed, but the rest of the cast and Bone Yang, I guess, won't be at any of them because they're always on Saturdays.
On Saturdays,
yeah.
poor guy.
I guess he can't come because I would love to
working.
have seen his outfits. Jonathan Bailey looked great. He had his yellow outfit on. I guess to match the Yellow Brick Road or something.
Yeah, did you see someone threw Jonathan Bailey a tulip and he caught it like as he was posing on the
That was
red
wild.
carpet?
Yeah, he literally was just like.
He is Little
like,
Prince.
I mean, kind of wild. I thought the Sexiest Man Alive was supposed to come out on November 1st.
No, it's November like 18th or
12th.
something. Oh, 12th, yeah.
I thought it was the first. I was checking all weekend. I was like so excited for
They're
it.
really milking the Sexiest Man Alive. Like putting a category for literally any type of man. Sexiest first-time dad. Sexiest guy who just got married.
Who's first time dad?
Robert Pattinson.
Oh my god, that's
It's
so
so
wild.
like there's so many specific. Jonathan Bailey, Sexiest Fierro.
That's the most one. I'm sorry,
What?
what? There's one Fierro this year. Like that's the stupidest thing ever.
else is it gonna be?
Maybe Sexy as Bridgerton or something. Like not that. That was
It's
so.
like it's Moses wins Sexiest Trisha Paytas husband. You know?
Just Trish goes. That is so. Actually, you could have been in the running for Sexiest Fierro because you also were Fierro. So I guess you lost to Jonathan Bailey.
Which
But
an honor.
Yeah, it is.
We won first place People Magazine, so.
Oh yeah, that's right. We
That's
did
true.
win. People Magazine put us number 1 as Bridgerton, and I was like, is that how
For
they
best
ranked us?
Halloween costume.
For best Halloween, that was crazy because we looked at the other people and I was like, that's wild. We were like above so many like, what was it? Like Kim Kardashian or something. Like there was like actual celebrities
Everyone,
beneath
all the
us.
celebrities,
And we did
yeah.
not pay them. And I feel like I don't praise people on here. You know what I mean? I'm always like,
Block
oh, you can
them,
pay. Yeah, you can pay to be in people. We didn't pay. I don't know. We got to be number 1 and whoever's working over at People that like me, I love you so much because I feel there's one person over there that really likes me. Is it the same person you know? Or you think it's a different person
I think it's a
altogether?
different person.
Wow, there's 2 people that like me. at People.
Maybe
I love
more.
you, people. I love
The
it.
Or it
Apple
was
Dance
just a really
guy.
good costume.
Do you think they do print? Do they still do print? Do you think they put it in
People?
print? Yeah.
I don't know if they for Sexiest Man or Best Halloween costume.
Best Halloween
Oh, I don't know if
costume.
that was.
Oh,
I
I
don't
was
know
so
if that's in print, but
excited.
they do print,
People,
yes.
please. I thought maybe. Do they still have a print magazine?
Uh huh.
Is in the Sexiest Man Alive issue, our costume.
That would be everything if so. Sexiest Halloween costume mid-November, but yeah.
That was crazy. I thought our British one was very simple, but I mean, it really...
It was very...
Simple it was not.
Really?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh, okay. I think that would be a very common one. I think it's like when we talk about when you like look like the person, I feel like because I like look like that Nicola in the best way possible, obviously. I'm a little bigger, but I think when you look close, it's like, oh, she can pull it off. And like, no, everyone's on Ozempic now, so I feel like I'm the only one who could do it, you know? Like, okay, I had no competition, so it was nice.
And you had the whole like set looking pretty identical too. There was a lot of, it was all spot on.
But people are kind of doing sets now. I didn't realize how many people do sets. Like Tana had like an avatar one.
Yeah, honestly,
It's
kind of gaggy. Some people do, we kind of clocked this on our Patreon too, but some people take the Photoshop and the sets like too far where like it all looks CGI.
James Charles.
Yeah. Yes.
His was like, it was good, but it's like, what is real, what's fake, you
Yes,
know?
it's hard to tell. Same with like Kim Kardashian, like her albino alligator, which
What?
is still so crazy, but
Weird,
it's
yeah.
hard to tell like what part is makeup or practical effects and what part is Photoshop. Like I like when you can at least tell that it's like a real set or like real body makeup and stuff. That's the spirit of Halloween, you know?
I know.
Spirit Halloween.
Now Spirit Christmas it's turning into. Our group costume, though, our Hunger Games one got a lot of love, too. People really like that
I know,
one.
as you said too, it really is the ensemble effect. 'Cause, yeah, like the tribute costumes by themselves, just an easy shake and go braid with a little Amazon costume, you know, but together it's really impressive.
Well, you had your whole archery
That's
and
true. I did
everything
have
like
a bow
that.
and arrow,
Yeah, it looked very cool. That was a fun vibe. That was so chaotic that day, but it was fun. People were sad you took your costume off early. Because you were on camera, right? There was comments about that.
I was on the side. It was so hot. The braid was so hot. Actually,
hot.
what did mean is I had to pee and I couldn't zip myself back up after.
Okay.
So that's actually what started it. And then it was like very Moses coded actually because the hair was a lot.
He stuck by it through the end of the episode because he hates having things on his head. He hates and wigs. You guys know. Actually, you know what? He didn't want to wear a wig for Bridgerton, but I don't think we would have won #1 if we didn't have that wig because that's what made it. That's what made the Wicked wasn't #1, although we did get a lot of love on it. But Bridgerton was because I think he wore the wig and committed. So. Anyways, Halloween is,
Not
happy
upon
it's
us.
over.
Yeah.
Christmas is upon us. Trishmas is upon us. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I'm glad it's over. That's why I was like, okay, I'm going to be comfy, cozy today because, and also Dia de Muertos. Is that right? What is it?
Dia de los Muertos.
Dia de los Muertos.
Close, yeah.
Have you ever been to El Conchita? Mm-mm. It's like a little it's on Fridays and Saturdays in Boyle Heights. It's like 6 p.m. to like midnight, and they have like all these like little like pupusa.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah,
good.
have you had them?
Yeah.
Where are they? I want to get one.
There's places around us that will have it.
Pupusas.
Yeah, I feel like they're kind of easy to come by. I had when I went to that food festival thing, that's the last time I had one. So that was like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, when did you go to a food festival?
Remember that one I went to that was like I saw JC Kalen. You said that you would have gone, but it was too hot and too many people.
But it wasn't the bougie one that everyone was
No,
at.
it was a different one.
Oh, okay. And they had pupusas? I want to get one. Anyways, it sounded so good this morning. Everyone was talking about pupusas,
It's really
and I was
good.
like, that looks so good. Maybe I'm just hungry in general. Thanks, babe. Sorry. All right, I had to say that one. But do you celebrate?
No, but there was a Dia de los Muertos festival on my street yesterday, and it was pretty lit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You
was
have a
all
good
day.
street. They sell corn on your street, too, which
Yeah,
is very
they really
cool.
do.
Do you ever get it?
I've had it once, actually, like a street corn moment.
I
It's
love
good.
street corn. It's hard to find, too.
He's always walking down my street.
Love that. We should go
So
get
come
some.
on
It's
down,
so good.
yeah.
That'd be fun.
I
can see your
remember
fish.
it's when you came to drop off like SD cards one day. He like walked by and you were like, "Ooh, that looks good."
I wanted to eat one so bad. I was like, that looks so good. But I didn't want to like leave Moses hanging at home. I was like, okay, well, let me not eat that. Yeah, that looks, you should get that. You should do like a TikTok with it. So what do they do? Close down your street for it or
Yeah,
what?
literally. And they had like there was karaoke. There was a lot of little stands selling like clothes and stuff. A lot of food. A car show randomly. I don't know what that had anything to do with. Would you have come
Yes.
down? Really?
Yes. I would have so come. I wanted to do something for it. I saw Mayan Lopez was somewhere and I was like, God, I want to go somewhere and celebrate it.
It was it was lit over. It was like all day too. It was a whole thing.
I 100% would have come.
Wow.
Yesterday was Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, I would have. I don't think we were doing anything. That would have been so fun. Next time they have that, let me know.
Well, dude, I think
You
it's
didn't
every
go?
year. No, I didn't go. I mean, literally, it's like up on my block. So I just
get
walked
pictures?
through. No, I just walked through.
Did you get food?
Yeah, I did get food.
What'd you get?
I got a street corn and a quesadilla.
I love it so much. I have a hairstylist named Pelo Celote, and it's like corn hair, and her because she's like blonde, and she's from Guadalajara, and they call it like girls who have like blonde hair, like corn hair. Anyways, all the food looks so good, and I'm so sad. But we have this. I know I wanted to do a little Day of the Dead look, but I kind of ran out of energy.
Okay, last week you had a big week. There was a lot going on. I think last Thursday it was like the tour. It was Hunger Games Halloween costume. Then it was your Patrick Collins I'm Sorry campaign. It was like an overstimulation of Trisha.
Cover.
Lady Gaga, that was up for, yes.
Everyone was like, we're posting Halloween. And I was like, I have 5 things to post on that day. And I kept telling them when I can't, hoping they would switch and like, I don't know. And then I was supposed to announce something. My New York show was announced. All the shows were announced that day. And then I was supposed to have an announcement on November 1st, but that got pushed to the 22nd. But yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot on one day. And I kept telling them, like, I don't think I just started accepting all the posts. I'm like, I know it's not going to get as many likes, but I don't know what else to do. But yes.
And then the I'm Sorry campaign really gagged everyone because, the Drew and Enya being a part of it was
crazy.
Major. And I saw them talking about meeting you.
I thought too. I was so nervous because you guys know I'm an awkward person. I'm the most awkward person when I meet, like, when I met Ben Platt, I'm like, I don't know why you get so much hate. Like, I'm just like I like always say stuff you shouldn't say. So I remember my interaction with them, and I remember also kind of like disassociating because to me, I think they're so cool, and I was just like, I don't want to mess this up. And then I kind of disassociated. I kind of remember what I said, but luckily they recalled because I kind of remembered it when they said it. I was like, oh my God, that does sound like something I say, but why would I say that? Because they are okay. Yeah, you can set it up.
And I feel like I have to do over context, but if you don't know, Drew and Enya from the very funny, successful podcast, Emergency Intercom, and they're just kind of fierce in general. Like, Enya is like, I think she does a lot of like modeling and stuff on the side. Like,
she looks like an actual model in person.
She's so pretty.
So pretty, like has like the perfect body. She had these cute little shorts. Like she looked like a high fashion model. We did a TikTok on Keelan's like anonymous account, like not his Terry Joe, but it's like user 88 whatever, and she like looked just like a model, like standing next to her. I was like, oh my God, I'm so self-conscious right now, but she's an actual model. She like travels all the time too. She's like always traveling,
always in a campaign. And Drew too. I'll give Drew his flowers. He's very model-esque as well.
He really is too. And I'm not just saying this because like we love them or whatever, but like honestly, true in person too, they do look like just those like model, like high fashion model types that are just like so cool. Yeah, they get that vibe. He had like a big Birkin, and I was like, oh my God, I love this Birkin. He's like, it's fake, and I was like, love that. Like he was living for it. Every photo I took, I have more photos too. Every photo I took, he was like posing with the fake Birkin. Like he looked cool. They both looked cool. They had these cool silver hats on, and I thought it was like their merch or something. I was like, oh my God, I love your merch. And they're like, oh no, it's part of the I'm Sorry, the campaign. I was like, oh. I'm like, it's just a cool in it. I thought that was like their own personal like little hats they made or something. They just looked really cool. And I don't know, too, because they're a duo. So when you show up and there's like people that are duos, you kind of just feel already intimidated because there's 2 of them and 1 of me. But I also overly talk because I like to overcompensate. So I still got in late. That was the day after the Halloween festival. Okay, so that shoot was supposed to be before we went to Disneyland, and I had the whole day booked for it. But, like, it didn't end up working that day, so they were trying to book it while I was at Disneyland. I was like, I really can't, like, not do Disneyland. And I just told them, like, I don't think I'll be able to do it. But they were super cool and accommodating, so, like, is there any other day? And I was like, I could do the Saturday. It was, like, the afternoon. So I, like, rushed from Malibu all the way to, like, Glendale, and I was already late, so I already kind of felt bad. But they were already shooting, so it was, like, fine. It was a very casual shoot. But then I saw Drew and Enya, and I was just like, and they weren't on the original call sheet, so I didn't know. And I was like, because I knew Holly was going to be there. I knew Terry Joe was going to be there, Keelan. I didn't know, and I got like really intimidated because also you don't know what they think. Like, do they think I'm like, do they want to be associated with me? Do they not? You know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot. But they were very nice. They were like immediately they were very nice. I saw them and I was like, it felt like home. I was like, because we talk about them so much, and I was just like, I love them.
True. I mean, they were also a hyperfixation like after you gave birth, so that's another one.
Yeah, and I think that's why I'm like so like glued to them because now I like really love both of them. And Enya followed me back on Instagram, so it was really cool. It was really So they were talking. They guess they did their podcast. They're very like busy because I was like, oh my God, I want to do the podcast swap, and they were like down to do it. But they do I think travel like all the time.
They're really booked.
Yeah, like Drew just got back, but Enya's like leaving, so they do a lot of like Zoom. I asked them that too. I'm like, why do you guys Zoom your podcast? I'm like, oh, because we're always traveling. I was like, oh, because they live together. There's so much lore, I found out. There was so much lore. And I can't say all the lore, but they did give me some tea. And I can't say the tea. I wish I could say the tea. They can't do the tea. But they gave me a lot of tea, too. I just loved it. They're kind of like, gossipers in like a cute way and like not mean way. Sometimes I can gossip and be a little mean. They're like not like that. They're very like cute gossipers, whatever. It's mostly about like their own tea or whatever. And it was a lot of fun. We talked like so much when they were shooting. I was like I just kept talking. It was so much fun. And they were very cool. They're very like young. Oh, Drew mentioned something like, oh my God, I like love like, you know, how you do like Andy Kaufman videos. And I was like, oh my God, how old are you? Like, I thought he was like because even Andy Kaufman's too old for me. The fact that he knew Andy Kaufman, I was like, I love this person. And he's like just old soul. I hate like that term, but he is. Like he just knew so many cool stuff. They both did. They were just very cool. I loved them. Everything about them. And they said, they gave a recount of an interaction when they showed me their Halloween costumes. And I called them weird.
What did you say? Oh, you guys are weird. But like in the best way.
I know. I was like, oh my God, you guys are like actually weird. Like I didn't know. I thought it was like a shtick. You know how people try to be weird? I was like, no, they're weird.
It's a compliment.
Yeah, it's a compliment. I was like, wow, you guys are like weird. In a good way, because, you know, also, too, because their faces are so beautiful and model-esque, so they don't have, like, a lot of expression, so you just don't know if you, like, offended them or not. You're just like, oh. But they smiled and stuff, but you never know. And I'm also I'm very awkward. And I'm very, like, old, and I'm always just like, am I too old to be here? Like, I just feel that way, too, so, anyways, it was so good. It was a good vibe. That shoot was such a good vibe, and Drew and Enya, really... They were wonderful. It was cool. It's also, you never want to talk to someone too much either. You don't want to like be like too talkative to them in case they're like, let us just chill by ourselves, you know? But they didn't give me that vibe. I just thought maybe I should not talk their ear off. So I was a very social butterfly that day. I was going around. I was saying hi to Keelan. I was taking selfies with him. He's coming on soon. He's coming on as Terry
Georgia?
Joe. Again, Georgia.
I love Georgia.
Yeah, so we can finally ask for some really good questions so we can finally use those.
I had to find those.
He was like very excited. It's so funny. I texted Terry Joe, aka Keelan, like Saturday. I was like, oh, do you want to come on? And I asked, like, gave us dates. He's like, yeah. He goes, I think I'm available. I don't know for sure if I am, but as of right now, I am. And I'm like, okay, I'll follow up with you in a week. And he's like, sorry, just getting back to this. I think I am. I'll let my manager know. I was like, what does that mean? Are you coming or not? But anyways, we'll keep that day open. Hopefully he shows up. He's so funny. I love him so much. But it was so fun to see him and Holly, of course. We're watching a show. We're called Jane the Virgin. We're watching Jane the Virgin right now.
Are you not done with it yet?
No, we took a little break. Well, God, we took a little break and we watched English Teacher.
Oh, okay.
Which is my new hyperfixation. I love Brian Jordan Alvarez more than anything. He's just, I feel like he straight baits a little bit. You know, when he does his little, what's that supposed to mean? And he always talks about how like straight girls are into him. He's like, where were you guys when I was like closeted? So I was like... I feel like he straight baits a little bit. And every girl is always in the comment section being like, oh my God, like this is the boyfriend I want. Like when I say this is my type, this is what I mean. So
yeah, shout out Brian Jordan Alvarez because obviously he's in the show English Teacher. I feel like we talked about it a lot, but his thing on TikTok is he advertises the show by doing this like shirtless dance thing that has really caught on and very effective with straight women.
Yeah,
it is.
I'm like obsessed. I put drilling emojis. I emoji every single one he does. I just like love him so much, and I always want him to get to notice me. I mean, I do have his phone number. I just text him.
I wanted to get him to notice me, but I have his phone number.
I do have his phone number. I text him, but he didn't text back. And it feels very like straight coded because I'm like, no. It's like a guy would always give me his number and then like wouldn't text back, and I was just like, what? So, anyways, I'll make any day work. I gave him a list of dates, but honestly, Brian, whatever date you have is fine. We're actually booked now with guests, but I'll make an exception. Moses told me today because we literally have so many guest books. He's like, okay, you can't do any more after these because like, I was like, I know, but I just want to make sure I have them because there's so much going on, and I was like, I just want to make sure I have them in. But if Brian Jordan Alvarez, I mean, I have to do that one. Yes. I'll squeeze that in for sure because he's so good. And then when I was talking about a couple weeks ago, Jordan Firstman, who did my polyester, I was like, you're like, who was it? I was like, oh, I don't really know because we hadn't like really gotten into watching it. And I was like, oh, he's like a main character with him.
Yeah, he's Brian Jordan Alvarez's love interest.
Yeah, like the teacher that gets suspended with him. And I was just like, oh my God, he's so good. It made me feel like even cooler that I know him because I'm always like, I know him because when someone's on TV, they just like elevate it for me. That's like when you did the red carpet, it made me just like love you more. I was like, oh, Oscar's like doing something mainstream. It just made me love that person so much more. I don't know. I love people when they're on TV. I just think it's so mainstream and so cool. So, and then we finally watched Trixie's episode, Trixie Mattel. That was such a good one. All the subjects are so good and so wonderful, and it's very gay, which I love. Yeah. I just think like a lot of like gay shows just aren't gay enough. Do you know what I mean?
And this show is authentically gay. You know, written, directed, starring a gay man. Everything
playing
is
a gay man.
Yes.
I love it so much.
Gay appropriation at all.
Is there not? They're all gay on there. I love it.
At least the gay ones are gay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'd love to see. It just also also very like they like make out and grabbing tushes. It's very that where I feel like sometimes Glee. I know it's like they were in high school and stuff like that, but I don't know. Sometimes I felt like we didn't get like the gay storyline good enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is like real gays. Really kissing
Yeah.
real butts. Like it's real.
It's real. I love it. I appreciate it. I feel like you don't see that enough. And I just think it's like, I don't know.
Tasteful too, not too much. But
That's what
yeah.
I'm saying. I guess because it's like Bridgerton, it's giving so much like horniness. And I feel like this is giving horniness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like to see both of it. You know what I mean? As opposed to like, we love Fellow Travelers, but that's more serious. You don't want to get too horny watching that. You know what I mean? This show is like, okay, that makes sense. I really love it. We just got to the episode because we haven't actually fully finished it. They're really short, but we got to the camping episode where the teacher thinks everyone's doing. And I had to ask Moses, I'm like, I don't get the picnic table thing. What does she think they're doing under there? He's like, they explained it. I'm like, really? Because I focus watching this show. I don't like do anything else. I'm like, I didn't catch that at all. But it's a very intelligent show. I can't really keep up with it, to be honest.
And the plot line was just that she thinks, for the viewers who have not seen, there's this one like really protective parent who thinks if these kids are sitting at a picnic table, that there's someone underneath the table like blowing them and they can't give it away in their face. Like it's like poker face.
Yeah, it's called stone face. They have
yes.
to like guess which one it is. And I did not get that at all. I was so confused.
It sounds like something straight guys would do, though, does it not? I'm like, that
Definitely.
sounds believable. Yeah.
It was like teabagging back in the day. Football players would be like, I want to teabag you and stuff. And I was just like, okay. They're also like farmers. And I was like, all right, calm down. I didn't know what that meant. I was like, what? I still kind of don't really get it. Did people actually do that where they put their like...
I honestly have never, like, I remember that's a thing that people would say they do.
Yeah.
And in like gaming and stuff, like people like, oh, I'm going to teabag them. But I
in
feel
gaming?
like, yeah, like you crouch up and down, like you
with
shoot.
the avatars?
Yes.
That's weird. That's even weirder. I guess in person.
And it's a way to like, be like, if you, like in Fortnite, if you eliminate someone and then you go teabag them to really rub it in their face, I guess. But I've never seen it in person, like in real life.
Do you do that?
No, never.
On the game?
I just dance. Like I do a little dance. I do the Sabrina Carpenter espresso dance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Much more better and respectful. I just really love that show and I really love him. I was telling Oscar on Friday, I'm like, I just love a gay man.
You really do?
I do. I don't know what it is. I just like, they're all just wonderful. Which is weird because I actually like hate straight men. So it's very odd. I don't know.
And it's true too, because even like growing up or like even like in college and stuff, I feel like I didn't have a lot of gay friends, but because of like the podcast, I feel like I become oomfies. I'm like friends with a lot of like
the gays are coming out.
Yeah, and it's like all like wholesome, like sweet gay friendships, which is really nice.
I've always had good gays in my life. I remember every gay in my life would always be gay guy. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm saying it that way. Every gay man in my life would always be like, oh, it's just so hard to date. Like all gay guys do is want to fuck around and they don't want a serious relationship. But every gay guy says that, so I'm like, I feel like there's people who want a serious relationship because the thing is always like, gays are always like, oh, you can't, they don't want monogamous, whatever. And I think it's LA. I think straight relationships are like that here in LA too. But everyone I know is like in a happy relationship. I have like really good friends that like, are married and have kids.
And you know what's funny is like that group of influencers I was telling you about, the ones that did the TikTok of like hiking and listening to just Trish, like they also are all like in serious long-term relationships too.
Yeah. So
That
I
is
don't
funny.
know. The ones who complain that like the gay people aren't ready to settle down, they are. Did I say that right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
And it is. That's like a really popular thing. I honestly, you might have clocked it. It might be like a LA, like a gay city kind of thing, maybe.
Especially WeHo is so like hook up and everything.
Yes,
so maybe
and
that's
too many
why.
options. I feel like when you, it's like it's
Come
maybe
to the
like
valley.
overstimulation.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder where Brian Jordan Alvarez lives.
That's a good question.
Do you think he's in West Hollywood? Or?
Can you text him for a statement? Hey,
Are
where do
you
you
in
live?
Valencia? That seems like a place he would be. Ventura. I wonder if he's in. I don't know. I can't see him being in West Hollywood. Like, where's Tracy Mattel live?
West Hollywood.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, he has like a mansion. He's in West Hollywood. Damn, his house is. Oh, I only say that because it's out there. The mansion's out there. He showed a tour.
Or maybe he moved, but he had like a. I remember when he bought like and renovated like a big condo. Maybe now it's just production.
Oh, I see.
Maybe where he does the videos, but yeah, Trixie
Content house.
Originally was WeHo. I don't know where now.
I love a WeHo moment. My friends went out to WeHo Halloween and they said it was just like shoulder to shoulder, like couldn't move. I'm like, that's on. They said we just like left. It was just so awful.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a little too much. I feel like you got to go like during the week a little bit for like a WeHo moment. That's where the authentic, WeHo fun happens. But yeah, we'll go for a Patreon vlog.
I know.
Yeah.
We were gonna go November 9th. We had like a engagement that we could have gone to, but it's before a big event for me. So
yeah.
go. But one day we'll make it there because I really do. West Hollywood, love it.
Yes,
so
your
much.
DJ set will be happening at some point.
I would love to. I'm down. I'm down to DJ in West Hollywood. Just catch me there in my Chapel Roan cosplay. Maybe you can't get Chapel Roan, but you can get Trisha at Chapel Roan. I have plenty of cosplays coming. I'm excited for that wig. I can't wait.
It's a beautiful wig too.
Yeah, I was like, I even DM'd him. I'm like, are we allowed to buy this wig?
It's a copyrighted.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is that weird? It might be kind of weird. I don't know, but I don't know. Supporting, small businesses.
Queer artists. Yeah.
Queer artists. Love all of it.
I guess that's a good transition into Jason KELCE, who clapped back. Jason KELCE clapped back at someone after a football game who called his brother Travis a homophobic slur, but also in the defense dropped that same homophobic slur, the F slur. So it did cause a little bit of controversy.
Yeah. What's your take on that?
Honestly, I think Jason KELCE can say it in this circumstance. This is just my opinion. It is very controversial, but someone was literally harassing him as he was walking after a football game at Beaver Stadium. That's quite ironic. Really ironic.
What is Beaver Stadium?
And the Ohio State Buckeyes versus the Nittany Lions. What the hell is going on in sports?
In Midwest.
Nittany Lions is crazy.
What's
anyway,
Nittany?
I have no idea.
Like a city? Maybe? I don't know.
Beaver Stadium. I don't know.
Beaver Stadium. I hate when guys refer to a vagina as a beaver.
Like, why?
I don't know. That's so
Where
weird.
did that even come from?
I would love to know the origin of that.
Let us know in the comments below.
Like, why? Ew, I hate it so much. This is why, yeah. Anyways.
But he was walking after the game, and someone was walking, a student too, was walking behind him and screaming, KELCE, how does it feel knowing that your brother's an F slur and dating Taylor Swift? And Jason turned around, found the guy, smashed his phone on the pavement, picked it up, and then said, "Who's the F slur now?" and then walked away. And then the student kept like running after him, but like, "Hey, give me my phone." But also the guy was like really skinny, like a tall, skinny, like young guy. Jason KELCE is like 6'5" and 300 pounds. What did you think was gonna happen?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he was probably thinking like, well, it's a lawsuit either way. You know what I mean? Like, if he hit him, if he took the phone, it's like
saying a slur. That's fighting words. So
for sure that. No, I agree. That is wild. Like,
but
you said,
like legally, it is like it's like an out if responding. You know what I mean? Like,
what do you mean? Like,
because if you throw out fighting words, it's like a legal thing. Like if you call, like if someone came up to me and was called, like if he called me an F slur, I have a defense if I whack him. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it is like falls under fighting words. Yeah, like so if it went to court or something, that would be like my defense. But
I guess that's good. Yeah, I guess that's good because people can just say everything to like piss you off.
Yeah.
And then when you do it.
But I looked at like lawyer talk, to kind of see what they were saying, and people said at most he would only get a like replacement phone or whatever.
Oh,
at
really?
Most, yeah, like that wouldn't really be a case. But he's also like a student, like using slurs out in public, and it went super viral.
Would
so
he get expelled? Or...
Yeah.
Was he gay?
I don't think so. I think he was just trying to like incite.
When you said tall, then I thought you were gonna go twink.
Twink? No.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
It was twink vibes though, yeah.
Okay.
But straight twink, I guess. Yeah.
Like a Troye Sivan, like imagine. I mean, yeah, what do you expect? Like, what do you say? But also, like, him taking his phone and saying the F slur back, like, what? Like, that's wild, too.
Who's the F slur now? Kind
Why
of
would you
iconic.
say
I love
that?
that he's a Tay Warrior. He's like, I'm going to stand up for Travis and Taylor.
So he called him the F slur because he's dating Taylor?
Really?
Also didn't
honestly,
make sense.
none of it
Yeah.
makes sense. Like, that's the best you can come up with. And it was annoying, too, because he was recording it. Like, he wanted to get the reaction on camera. So him destroying the phone just, like, made it so he wouldn't have the footage, which is kind of fierce.
It's also very Gabby Rice Gum, though. And people were not on Gabby's side when she destroyed Rice Gum's phone.
Oh, my God. Because she's a woman?
Yes.
Wow. You're onto something.
You know what I mean? Or wait. No, Rice Gum destroyed Gabby's phone.
Oh.
But because she was filming him, do you remember? This is so old tea.
I barely remember it.
She was, and then he took her phone and destroyed it, and people were not on his side. I can't remember now.
I think like they were not helping her or something. Like she expected people to.
No, she was filming him. She's like, "Hey, Rice Gum, battle me," and then he took the phone and smashed it.
Oh.
But I can't remember if people were on his side or not. I think they were on his side. I think
people were.
Because she was a girl.
Yeah.
She's like, she deserved it. But this time, are people on Jason's side?
I think for the most part, people are on Jason's side. At least from what I've seen, a lot of people are like, yeah, at least he's standing up for him. And it's just like annoying of that guy to like go and harass someone like that and to incite a kind of response. I don't know. The guy seemed like a punk, so
for sure.
I probably would have done the same thing if I was Jason.
I told you I hate all young men that are straight. They're all awful because they're like that. That's what people do at my Target, everything, the harassment. I mean, I've had people call me like a fat and stuff like that, but like I also know that I have money and stuff to lose, so I wouldn't just like, I wanted to run those kids off the road when they did that, when they were like, oh my god, there's a fat whale star next to us or whatever, and I wanted to like follow them home, but I realized like, oh, I have a lot to lose, like let me not do that. So I'm kind of surprised Jason Kelce like reacted, because it's like, yes, it's annoying and I've also had it happen, but it's also like, I don't know, you're Jason Kelce, so maybe just keep it moving.
Yeah, I guess. I wonder if maybe the F slur kind of pushed him over the edge, but honestly it just made no sense. Like, your brother is dating like the biggest like pop star in the world, like you're an F slur, like what?
I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, it is like, it's like offensive, of course, but also it's like,
it makes no sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Like, I've had people always call me, like, it's always teenage boys in this area call me like, oh, like, you know what I mean? And it's just like, or fat, which is even worse. I'm like, okay, at least be skinny. But the fat is crazy. And I've always wanted to just like punch him in the face, and they deserve it. But can I do that? I guess if it's fighting words, you said, if they're calling me that, can I punch him in the face?
You have a defense,
I
technically.
just feel like, you know, my life is good. That's how I feel with Jason Kelce. I'm like, your life is good. Like, don't pay attention to these people that are like saying, I mean, that kid is annoying, obviously. But
if it was Chappell Roan, however, I think the discourse would be so different, right? Because she, again, and I love the iconicness of the Olivia Rodrigo premiere when it was like,
you.
I do this all the time.
Yes. That's what you should have done. No.
You know, not me. Like, he could have just walked out. Yeah.
You know,
so maybe
she doesn't do anything like with violence.
Yeah.
I think
maybe Jason should learn from Chappell Roan, actually.
I think it was a little aggressive. This is what I'm saying. Straight men in general just are kind of like not smart, because it's like in general, you could just like use your words, use your intimidation, use just like your power to just be like, whatever, like just ignore him. So I think like giving him any validation like was bad. I mean, that kid's annoying and deserves everything. But I think also it's like, I don't know, I'm kind of like team no one on this one.
And maybe he should have said, I get in the moment, it's the heat of the moment, you're getting harassed, it's after a football game, a lot overstimulation, but maybe he could have avoided repeating that slur.
I think that's what I'm saying. They're both a little dumb, because I'm like, wait, what? Like, how are you going to do it? Especially when it has nothing to do with anyone being gay. There's no person to defend here. It's very odd and weird and not all together there.
Oh my God, after you said that, in my head, I came up with my own fantasy for some reason where Jason Kelce smashed his phone because I got called the F slur. He's like, you're not calling my Oscar an F slur. That happened in my head.
Cute. I
don't know where that came from.
That's like healing something for you. Have you ever been called it?
Probably, I'm sure, at some point. I don't have like a traumatic like F slur moment.
Wait, you don't remember? You're like, maybe at one point I just blocked it out.
I'm sure at some point.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a weird word. It just like cuts so hard when people say it. Even like my gay friends who say it, sometimes I'm like, I'm always just like, it's such a sharp word, and I get it. Like they're trying to take back the power. I love it, get it, but also it's like so sharp. It's like jarring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even. And like, I like what, I don't know, people reclaim it in the gay community and kind of use it as a key. But yeah, honestly, same. It's still like,
it's a lot.
I don't go around just like throwing it around. It doesn't.
People are doing that nowadays.
They really do,
the gays,
yeah.
I can't get into that yet.
I don't know if I can either. I like saying F slur though. I think that's fun. F slur.
Fat?
Like,
F slur. Yeah. I do too. I don't know. That's like me saying I'm fat. I like to say it because it's cute. It's like reclaiming the power. You know what I mean? Yeah. Kind of the same thing.
Kind of.
F slur here, F slur there. That's a weird one. Yeah.
Well,
maybe he'll be the hottest ex-NFL player, Jason Kelce.
He
Sexiest.
really, like, he's another one that gays are like honestly obsessed with too. There's something about a big man. Same with like a Hassan.
Yeah, I asked you about that too on Friday. I think I was like, I don't really get it. Like, what is it?
Like a Hassan
just
is like the
hairy.
ideal. Yeah, like big, muscular, strong. The gays love him. They really do. And I am like very pick me gay, where if Hassan was sitting in front of me, I'd be like,
you're not that
yawn,
hot.
like whatever. Like,
yeah.
Not, I'd give him, like, I would never. I say this, but then when Ted was here, I was like kicking my feet blushing. But so I talk a big game. But if a straight man was in front of me, I would not let him know that like he tickles my pickle metaphorically.
Really?
Yeah. But like I wouldn't want Hassan to know if he was sitting here. But
because it's too good looking. Yes. He gets the praise.
Yeah, I would never let him know. I'm gagged, but you know.
That's kind of how I feel with Jonathan Bailey at Wicked. I'm like, I think I'm like, if I go to the Wicked, if I was at the Wicked premiere, I think I would be like, ooh, Ethan Slater is the it boy.
You
Who's
wonder-
that? Jonathan Bailey, don't even know. Don't
Too
care.
obvious.
Yeah, I wouldn't even look at him. I'd be like, oh, like he's standing there. I'd be like, where's Ethan Slater? I'm looking for him. And it's like, oh, I don't know. Oh, hi. Like, you know, like casual.
Jonathan.
Yeah. Oh, hi.
You watched
okay.
the show. Oh, you watched this, Trish? Oh my God, thank
okay,
you.
Cool. Maybe you can have me on. So I'm just actually looking for Bob.
Mispronounced the name of.
Right. Jonathan, what?
Brittany Furler
Pharaoh?
with like Tana.
Yes.
Jonathan? Jonathan?
I would love that. That's the delusions in our head. Just be actually thinking
We
about
are
it.
very delusional today.
But I also would, because he's such the it boy, I'd also want him to think that I'm here for or someone else, like Jeff Goldblum or something. Be like, oh, I'm here for Jeff Goldblum. I guess he is kind of an it boy. Remember when he's sitting on that TikToker at the Met Gala?
Oh, yes, T.
Teffy or whatever? That was
Be
wild.
like, oh, do you know where Bowen is? Oh, it's Saturday. Oh, you're so
he
right.
must have got it. That must be on SNL. I love Bowen. Maybe does he? No, he posted me. I could DM him maybe and like whatever. Sometimes I get so delusional that I already think they're following me. I was like, oh yeah, he also follows me, but he just reposted me. But maybe he knows. I wonder if Harry Daniels ever got a response from him.
That's T. We should reach out to Harry
follow up.
Daniels for a
Be
statement.
like, what did Bowen Yang say when you asked if I could be on his podcast?
Left on red.
Left on red, actually, in the group chat. Killed the group chat. Why am I so hungry?
They moved the clock, so now it's actually.
Oh my God.
It's actually almost 1.
Oh. You are so right.
I was like, why am I so
I mean,
hungry?
1 hour is a big difference.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like light this morning when I woke up. So crazy.
It's gonna get darker.
At like 4 or something, right?
It kind of works in our favor because I feel like we wake up early and go to bed early for the most part.
Yeah, I actually do love a nighttime early.
Me
To
too.
eat dinner early, go
I
to
went
bed.
to bed like at 8:30 last night, and I was like really. And then I woke up at 4, and I was like, "This is it."
You woke up at 4 a.m.?
Yeah. And I
for
just felt,
what?
well, usually I wake up at 5, so then I just woke up at 4
I
like
didn't know
naturally.
that. What do you do at 5 a.m.?
I wake up and then at 6 I go to the gym, so I have that 1 hour to like have my brain and body wake up and then go
What
to
do
the
you
gym.
do to wake it up?
Have an energy drink.
At 5 in the morning?
Yes.
I'm on that hill. I'm going to die. And I feel like energy drinks are not good for you.
Oh, no, you can. I will die on the hill because they're really not good for you.
But you're like healthy. You like work out. You're like a healthy person.
Yeah, but I just need to like feel awake. You know, that's
Okay.
the thing. It's like
Take a shower.
me, your mom, and Callie are gonna die on the
It is
hill.
crazy. You guys like love a Red Bull. That's wild. Okay, well. And you do at 5 a.m. I can't imagine. Only because like Red Bull tastes like battery acid at 5 a.m. Just drinking a Red Bull sounds.
It is an
crazy.
acquired taste. At first, like the energy drinks would make me like really like they'd make my face all red. Like I'd feel like a heat almost inside. But now it's just like
You just got used to it.
yeah, which is really scary. But
Do you do it every morning or just on podcast days?
every morning. Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Why-
I'm not one
why
to
not
judge,
coffee?
but yeah, coffee.
I don't like coffee. Is
Well,
the
get
thing.
into it.
But now I can't go
Get
backwards because the caffeine is so small in comparison.
Oh my God, that's actually crazy. I didn't know I'm not judging, but damn.
Well,
that's wild.
it's okay to
Every
judge.
day?
Yeah.
Oh my
Well, because I go to the
God.
gym every day, so I need it like to get like energy for.
Wow. And you
the
don't feel
gym.
jittery? I guess maybe I have a heart murmur. I always feel jittery when I drink it.
No, I don't. I feel like normal.
Fine.
I don't know, but I'm also just like I don't know, a miracle, a medical marvel, I guess, because Well, now I'm off Adderall, so whenever I get back on it, I should like
gosh.
lessen the caffeine. But
How do you keep track of everything?
the gag is I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're like, some days I'm here, some days I'm not. Okay.
Yes.
I couldn't keep track of it. That's my problem. I can't even keep track of like Tums versus like prenatals. I'm like, which one is which? The Tums are more candy-fied now, and I like that you can chew
Well,
them. But
now, like once I have my Adderall, it's like, or once I literally like have the prescription again, the shortage is really like it's. I got like September being short of Adderall, but now it's November, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe it's like an election thing. I don't know. That's my conspiracy. They want everyone to be crazy.
I think that is it.
Maybe
Everyone is. I
because
know.
it doesn't make any sense. I'm like, how is there still a shortage? Just make
Wow.
it.
That's the tea.
But I honestly forgot what I was even saying as I was talking about my Adderall. I don't remember
either.
at all.
Well,
But-
Morning
the time
routine?
difference.
Oh, time
Time
difference.
difference.
Wow, good job listening
Yes,
over there.
good job.
Yeah.
Someone who's not neurodivergent. That's very fierce.
That is crazy. Are you not? No neurodivergency over there?
I'm not sure what the symptoms are.
Well, I guess a little, maybe autism. But is that neurodivergent?
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
that's considered,
okay, so
right?
Maybe it is.
Yeah. Because it's like OCD, ADHD, ADD, autism.
What's the opposite of neurodivergent?
I forgot. Someone said that. Someone I was talking to the other day, and they were like, was it like neuro?
Gabby Hanna used to call people who weren't neurodivergent
Neurotypical, I think.
Oh yeah, neurotypical. That sounds.
I think
What's
that's
neuro
what it was.
mean? Your brain?
Brain, yeah.
I think everyone's neurodivergent a little bit.
Yeah, neurotypical, a term used to describe someone who has a typical neurological development and functions and who doesn't have a condition that affects how their brain processes information. That is privilege.
Yeah, I don't think
No
anyone
privilege.
is neurotypical. That's so weird. Never heard of it. Don't know it. Don't think it's real.
Oh, that's a good segue, actually, to the word of the year.
Is
Brat.
who named it that? Who gets to name that? The president? Joe Biden is saying that's the word of the year.
Well, yeah, because they say Kamala is brat.
Brat. That maybe that's why the
Oh
campaign.
my God, that is
yeah.
funny. Maybe so, yeah. The Collins Dictionary is the company that officially declared the
Wow.
word. Yeah.
Webster?
I don't think any affiliation with Webster. Collins.
Oh, Collins.
I don't know how
never
they
heard of-
have the.
Yeah.
Maybe.
The say all.
Could we come up with our own word of the year? Like, if
What would
we're
it be?
yeah.
What would yours be?
dubious.
Oh, yeah. People love that one. I don't have a word.
Devil amongst
Devil
us.
amongst us, the phrase, is it? What's your word of the year?
My word. Oh, man. Jimmy cut that in.
Just Jimmy. Jimmy,
Send
edit
it to
that.
Jimmy.
Send it to Jimmy.
But the other words that were in the running were era, obviously, because of, Era's tour. Everyone's in era, really.
I think it's basing how many people say this or text it or what.
That's a good question. Like, what is the
Yeah, I think they do analyze the internet and they get the words that are the most.
Okay, so
used
that
for the
makes
year?
sense then.
Yeah. And then the other words that were in the running were anti-tourism. That's random.
Anti-tourism?
Yeah. Which is a growing movement against mass tourism. Delulu. I
Oh,
think
I
Delulu was
love
last
Delulu.
year.
The
Yeah.
anti-tourism was big in Europe.
Oh.
Why, they don't want
Spain and
tourists
other
anymore?
countries. They would harass tourists and stuff.
Why?
I know they probably see it as a problem, even though that's what runs their economy.
Some tourists can be annoying, so I get that. Like some people, again, like the Lila Gibney in Maui, just lighting a fire at the beach willy nilly. There are those kind of
Yeah.
tourists that
Yeah,
are
dubious.
that are
Yeah.
devils amongst us.
Thousand Oaks accepts tourism, though.
Yes, so come on down.
Yes. What's your favorite place in Thousand Oaks?
I like the movie theater. What is it? Is Cinemark?
Oh yeah, we
Cinepolis?
have a bougie.
What is it called?
Cinemark, yeah.
Cinemark, yeah.
It's bougie. They deliver. They have people that serve to your little seats.
Yes.
You put the light on, and it's they have really good chocolate chip cookies. We should go see a movie there. We haven't seen a movie there in so long. They don't have nachos. Well, they do have nachos. There's fancy nachos. They don't have the regular
I
plastic
haven't
cheese
been
nachos.
there. The last movie I saw there was Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Really? How
Actually.
long ago was that?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah,
This
so it's been a minute. Mm-hmm.
Why'd you go here? That's so random.
Everywhere else was sold out. And in our area, so we had to travel all the way up here. But
It's not
yeah,
that far.
like a 25 minute. For me, I like a good 5-minute
Oh
commute.
no, for sure. Same. Even because Moses went to go pick up a suit near you the other day, literally yesterday, and it was so far. He's like, "Do you guys want to come?" And I'm like, "I do," because I love the eateries around there, but it's so far. I was like, "No." Oh, I love that Joey's. It's so good. It's just really far for us right now, but yeah, I guess you are kind of far.
It's for a later hot topic, but just because it's timely right now. You know who I realized lives in this area? A true devil amongst us?
In this area, who do you know? Who? What?
Dirty Dom.
No.
All his
In
TikToks.
my city, in the
All
town.
his TikToks are in this area.
No, I don't believe it. Really?
Unless he's driving over here.
In this area, in my town, or the town next to us.
In this town.
Oh my God, the devil is amongst us.
The devil is amongst
Ew.
us.
It's probably
my-
coming down from Simi Valley or.
No shade to Simi Valley.
No, I'm just saying because we've never.
He's probably coming down from Simi Valley somewhere.
Because, I don't know.
But why would he? Yeah, that
Yeah.
seems so far to film TikToks.
Yeah.
Ew, I hate it so much. Trigger warning.
But we'll get to him later on.
Actually. And Casey Neistat and every other misogynistic
Yes.
man. I've called it. I called Mr. Beast. I called David Dobrik. I called Casey Neistat.
I
I've been
forgot
calling.
that you called out Casey
Yes,
Neistat.
I've been calling it when everyone likes him too. I'm like, no, he's the worst.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and I have a lot to say
You've
on
been
it
on
too.
his ass.
Yeah,
it's
no,
true.
it's awful because I met him. When you meet someone in person and you just get bad vibes, that's the vibes you get forever and always. So, anyways.
The
Is he-
tease to
yeah.
later.
No, because it's
Easily.
rare. Usually in person, you find out, they're actually a lovely person.
Yes.
They're not the person online.
Casey's the opposite because he's so well loved online, and then in person he's just like the devil amongst us behind those sunglasses. There's a reason he doesn't take those off, ever. Even when I've seen him out, I've never seen him take the glasses off. In a social setting when there's 5 people, I'm like, what?
Does he have a condition, or is it just because?
Well, I don't know about that.
I don't know either. I'm just asking
I mean,
because that
that's
is
what I
odd. It's like, yeah.
But he's still dubious, even if he
Yes,
has a condition.
either way, yes.
Sorry if you have a condition. That is the worst when you find out someone has like a condition. You're like, oh my God, so sorry. Like, why do you always wear
Just
those?
the need to be cool, the condition.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he does, but probably not. You can correct us though. Ew, oh my God, I would freak out if I saw him. Oh my God. Not this Neistat, but this other one.
Yes.
Dom,
yeah.
Wow.
But that was a little tease later on, I suppose. But I guess we'll save it for the end. But the other words.
Wait, where did that come from? That's so wild.
Where did that come from?
Oh,
Thousand Oaks,
Cinemark. While you're here, close by. Who lives in this area, I guess?
Yeah. How did we even get from word of the year to that?
I don't know.
Oh, tourism. Thousand Oaks tourism.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your favorite spots. Yeah.
Delulu was also in the running. But was that? I feel like that was very last year.
I feel like to use it, but yeah, it's kind of last year.
Raw dogging was in the running as well.
So many of the words.
But raw dogging, in the way that's like I'm raw dogging life right now because I don't have Adderall. You know what I mean? It's like that.
Oh my God,
in
that's
that sense.
It's a little crass.
It is definitely crass. Yeah. Brain rot, that kind of makes sense. Yapping, also makes sense.
I love a yap. I love brain rot.
Romantasy and looksmaxing were the other ones in the running.
What is it? Romantasy and looksmaxing. What's that mean?
It's a whole sentence.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah. But looksmaxing is the process of pulling out all the stops to improve your physical appearance using diet, fitness, grooming, and even orthodontics to boost one's social confidence.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I mean, maybe on TikTok, I've seen like lookmaxing on TikTok a little bit.
I've never heard that. Looksmaxing?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
And like maybe a little bit in Dress to Impress too. I've seen it, but like the normal person, I feel like doesn't. The normal person definitely uses like a Delulu, an Era,
not
a Brat.
looksmaxing.
Not looksmaxing, no.
But do you use Brat in your everyday life? I never have. That's so Brat.
I guess only in context of like
Charlie,
the
XX.
Apple Dance guy,
Right.
Like yeah, Charlie moment.
Is that over now? The XCX tour?
The sweat tour, yeah,
The sweat tour.
yeah.
Done.
It ended. I guess Charlie and Troye Sivan were going to try to take it to like Europe and stuff, but they couldn't get their schedules in line. I guess it makes sense because it's two like really popular artists. It's hard to get them both in one place at the same time.
No, I know. When people do that, it's like crazy. I had heard, because it was like when Sabrina was with Taylor, I had heard that Ariana's going on tour next year with Addison. Did you hear that?
I heard that rumor too,
Do you think it's real? That'd be wild.
I could see it because so Ariana recently followed Addison on Instagram, and it was like around the time, I think right before Aquamarine, I think, came out.
Yeah.
So it started the rumors, and then
She posted about Aquamarine.
Exactly.
Yeah. That would be so wild.
That'd be a tour to see.
Oh my God. I would go for
We would have to
Addison
go,
and Ariana.
yeah.
I do love both. I would,
Yes.
maybe.
Oh, I
probably
love
Arena.
an Ariana album.
No, I love Ariana too. I just feel like it's when it's so big and
that's
massive.
true.
When you went in the box, did you have to stand in line?
No,
You had to just go like straight to the box.
Yeah, they like escort you into there's like a room where they give you like food.
Oh yeah,
it's like a private room, and they have like chicken tenders and drinks, and like even if you want something else, they'll like bring it to you.
Could you see though? Could you see the person performing?
Yeah. Well, then so you're in this like private little room, and then you walk out, and then it's like these seats that are like they're kind of in their own little like section. So then you can kind of go back and forth.
How far away are you from the artist? Like, is it where Moses is and I'm in the box?
It's a little bit far because it's kind of like up, you know, so it's
like
kind of a little bit far, but you can like see. I don't know. It's good visual wise because they're kind of like there's obviously like a big gap, like you're not super close like the floor or something, but it's good vision wise.
I can't see you, so I don't think I'd be able to see there.
You're gonna have to wear your
I have to
glasses.
be like front row where I can't see. That's why I need to be in front. Oh, I need to wear glasses the whole time.
You're gonna have to.
I can't see. It sounds good, but I like to be right up close. Like even My Chemical Romance, I was like, I think I need to be like right front row so I can see the person.
I know, and the problem is so many people don't do like seat tickets anymore, like for front row and stuff. Like a lot of them are floor, like standing.
Like mosh.
Yeah, like Olivia was standing. Sabrina is like a standing.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the pit, so it's not like a front row seats.
I
It's
wonder
like,
if I have a pit at my shows.
Do you? That'd be
I don't know.
fierce
How
if
do you
so.
get one? Or do you have to ask for it or what?
I think it's in the planning because you don't have like a reserved seat. It's like a GA ticket, and it's like first come first serve in the area. I guess a little fierce though because like a lot of people camp out to be first in the pit.
But that's fun because then you can like touch
yes,
them.
and it's called getting barrier. Like that's the whole thing. Then like when you wait, you camp out, and then you're like the first one. Then you run in when they open the gates, and then you take your photo of your hand against the barrier because it's like, oh look, I made barrier at the short and sweet tour. You know?
Oh, but it's safe.
The girly shows is definitely safe. It's not like anything.
Wasn't that one people got
like a
smushed?
Travis Scott? Yeah. This one, like the girly shows. I remember at Sweat Tour actually. Troy was like. There was a video of like someone who was he's like, make sure that guy gets help. I feel the rush. Somebody help him.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait, really? Why did he just not stop and help?
I was
like, wait, stop, help. Someone's getting smushed. That's wild.
I feel the rush. Can you guys make sure he's okay?
Oh, he's like, mic is on. By the way, my mic is going to be on too, I decided. I might have some padding in the chorus, but I'm going to do mic on for the verses. It means I got to learn my own songs. I forgot my words. So that's what I'm taking next week to do, is just to like rehearse all my songs because I actually have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's why I didn't do it. I didn't lip sync. I always sang with the track, but this one I'm going to like try and do live vocals for at least the verses.
Fierce.
Yeah. Chorus, we might pad it up a little. I don't have backup singers, so we'll just have me padding it. So yeah, I'll try and be like Troy too. Does everyone sing live? You think Mariah Carey sings live?
I think a lot of people do. Yeah, I would say, because even like a Sabrina Carpenter, like there was a TikTok of her like making fun of her for singing with the backup track, and then she commented on this TikTok. She's like, I actually sing every single show. Do you want to talk to my sound engineers?
Oh.
And then after that TikTok, she lowered the backup track at all the rest of her tours.
Oh, so you'd hear her singing.
Yeah, and now she knows the mic is on. But Troy said, like, Troy made a TikTok after that. He's like, I know Sabrina fixed the backup track on her. She like lowered it, but that's not happening at the Sweat Tour.
Oh,
like,
he does the backup track too. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, me too.
And he's like, I'm not lowering it.
Trish the slide too. Don't expect a lowering track. Versus I'll sing for you, but everything else. I remember my last tour, I think I did Shallow completely live. There was no backing track, so maybe I'll do a couple songs
acapella
live.
moments. That is very Eras. That's very Eras tour.
Oh, just like singing
acoustic,
with no music.
I mean.
Oh,
Yeah, acoustic.
Could you imagine me singing?
Actually,
with no
well, yes,
track?
I could. I
Star Spangled Banner before the show. I want to sing the Star Spangled Banner so bad somewhere, but a big show. I want to do it at a big place. Oh God, that'd be so fun. Let me know. I'll come.
That is so fierce.
Oh, speaking of people who submitted, we have a food runner submission. His name's Ben, and he's like literally overqualified. He's like the best food runner in the world. He's got a huge resume of all his food running skills. He was even like mapping out things. He had all our favorite places. He's like, I can go easily to Dobrik's Pizza for you. I can go to Gudetama Cafe for you. Like he knew all the places we wanted to get food from and mapped out how he could get it to us and like when. He's like, I can either drop it off at the gate or meet you somewhere else if you don't want me to come to the house. I was like, He had a resume with his. He's also an actor. He gave me his acting resume. He's been on commercials. His name's Ben. He's bilingual, which we love. Everything about it was so good. He was like almost overqualified. He's been a food runner for Starbucks and like all these different like places, Capitol Grill. Like he's just like very, very bougie. And I was like, I kind of want to hire him, but also don't know what that means. To just
maybe
get food?
like a freelance, like whenever, like on a food day, on a production day.
And he lives in Orange County, but he's like, I will drive up to you. And I was like, really? Like, I don't know. It does sound kind of good. Like, he'll go to like Dobrik's Pizza and get the pizza. But he's very overqualified. Like, his resume was very impressive.
Well, maybe I'm like, like a freelance here and there. Because that does sound really slay. I'm not going to lie. And
he knew all the places we loved. He goes, I can go here. There's other places too. I can show you the email. He like detailed every place we've ever talked about on the show.
See,
and how he can get it.
like we said earlier with Ariana, I love someone who's passionate and like puts themselves out there.
Right away, I was like, oh, I need this person for something.
Yes.
It was very impressive. So I don't know. Anyways, thanks for sending the email. Keep sending emails. I love people sending emails. His was just so thought out and so good. His name was Ben. Ben, you know, you're from Orange County. I love you so much. Thinking about it, I don't know how that works, but we'll figure it out. He was just overqualified though, and he's like an actor, and he kind of looks like the actors who play the Menendez brothers.
Oh, T.
Yeah, he kind of looks good. Which that guy was in Hot Tub. Did you see that him? He was Jesus on Instagram and got a lot of backlash.
Oh yeah, he was in the Grotesquerie, the other Ryan Murphy show that's going on right now, and he was. I don't watch it, but I guess he was Jesus for some reason.
Yeah, and he posted like a Jesus thirst trap on Instagram. And people were not happy about it.
Yeah, and he also did the apple dance as Jesus. Because it also wasn't just like it was Jesus. He also had like the crown of thorns and stuff.
Right. He was like bleeding from the palms. And
so it was very like a gruesome moment.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, people were not happy with it. I guess he apologized.
Yeah.
But do you think there's like enough time has passed since Jesus?
Honestly, I'm glad you said it because I grew up Catholic too. And like to me, I was like, Mama kudos. You know what I mean? He looks good.
A character. We love Jesus.
We love Jesus.
We do love Jesus.
I love you, Jesus.
I love you, Jesus. Literally, Jesus is king for sure. But also, like, it's almost like a character at this point. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like, is it that serious? It's not like Sharon Tate, you know, it's not like a real well, he was a real I don't know. Whatever you want to believe. I'm just saying I think it's been so long.
And I don't think he was like making fun of Jesus, you know? It was just like
I'm sure Jesus would do the apple dance if he was here today.
Yeah,
he like was very forward. And I mean this like so sincerely. Like he was friends with like hookers and stuff.
Honestly,
like
you're so right. Turning water into wine.
Yeah,
loved a good time.
He was a partier.
Yeah.
He loved everyone. Jesus would not judge. Jesus would not judge. I know that. So everyone who judges based on Jesus' behalf.
Jesus was Brat.
Jesus was the original Brat for sure. And he is. I mean, anyone who thinks Jesus is like so stuffy and like hates gay people or whatever, it's like, no, he was down for everybody.
Down for everything, yeah.
People are so weird with it. And people get so mad. And it's like, it's not like he was doing something blasphemous. You know, maybe I guess I could see if he was like, I don't know, doing or something just as Jesus. But he was doing the apple dance. Like, was it that serious? I don't know.
To me, it wasn't. I mean, he looked good doing it. Again, I guess I don't know the context of the scene in Grotesquerie. Like, what did Ryan Murphy come up with?
Ryan Murphy was probably dubious with it. He probably was doing some weird blasphemy in there, but what he posted on Instagram.
Yes.
What's his name? Nicholas
Alexander Chavez.
Everyone has 3 names now. I wonder why.
I guess probably for SAG, I guess, because maybe there is a Nicholas Chavez, but there's not a Nicholas Alexander Chavez. That's the only thing I can think of.
Brian Jordan Alvarez. There's like that could be. They ran out of names.
Yeah. Ariana Grande going by Ariana Grande Butera.
Wait, really? No.
Yeah.
Wait, Butera's who?
I guess that's her real name. Maybe
Butera?
her dad, I'm assuming.
Oh, I didn't know.
Because it's Grande Butera on the Wicked credits.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen that. I did not know.
Yeah.
Because it's like SAG.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm guessing. But actually, I don't know, because like on Scream Queens, she was just Ariana Grande.
I guess it could like go by a stage. I don't know. Yeah, that is weird. I have no idea.
Maybe she just wants to make her professional acting now that she's like an Oscar contender.
Right, like legit.
Yeah.
There's Ariana Grande out there?
Is there another Ariana Grande? I don't think so, but maybe.
Oh, well, there must be if she's going by that.
But in Scream Queens, that's why I don't know.
Someone just took it before she could. Or
maybe
something.
she just wanted to like. But actually, I don't know, because it's not like Lady Gaga goes by her government name as like an actress, like on Joker. It's not like Stephanie Germanotta.
What is? Oh, it's Lady Gaga.
Yeah,
that's her credit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, so I don't know.
That's odd. I wanted to watch that this weekend. I forgot.
Joker Folie Noir.
Yes. Mo's went to go pick up his suit at the Neiman Marcus near you, and he's like, "Oh, you can watch something I don't watch. I can watch Joker." Oh, I was signing headshots. I guess I got something else done, but I wanted to watch it so bad because I wanted to get my commentary. I feel like I would like it. I was so months later.
Everyone's moved on.
Yes,
I don't think any commentary will save the movie at this point.
It's probably okay. I want to watch it. I bet it's pretty good. That is weird. She goes by Lady Gaga though as an actress. That's kind of odd.
So I don't know, but then Ariana Grande is going by Ariana Grande Butera, but it does sound like very esteemed.
Oh,
like,
for sure. Ariana Grande. But that's so weird. Like the Oscars are going to present it to Ariana Grande Butera because everyone's going to be like, wait, what?
I know.
I thought that sounds like she's married or something.
Oh, true.
Butera,
Yeah.
so
So
it's gonna be like
Grande's stage name?
That's her mom's maiden name, Joan Grande, and then I guess her dad's last name is Butera, is what I'm
Maybe
assuming.
she's trying to give some kind of a tribute to that or show her ancestry of like where they came from.
Yeah.
Because usually last name carries that, like people know where they come from according to the last name.
we're going to be Paytas Hackman.
Yeah, is Malibu's last name just Hackman right now, or is it Paytas?
Paytas Hackman.
Oh, okay.
But it's very confusing because we all have different last names. I have Paytas, he's Hackman, and she's Paytas Hackman. So none of us have it. I want us to all switch to Paytas-Hackman, all of us. Moses, me, everyone. Because I think that's kind of a slate. Because then we have the same names as the kids because they're both Paytas Hackman. I was down to just give her Hackman, and Moses actually was like, maybe she wants to be a Paytas. I'm like, all right. So we're Paytas Hackman. So she had picked one.
You have to give the option to have the name that people know.
That's so funny. He
like
said that. He's like, what if they want to be famous? I'm like, I don't know if they think about that, but okay. That was nice of you. That was very nice. I was like, I'm fine with them being Hackman, but you're right. Elvis Paytas is kind of like Elvis Presley. It kind of sounds like a slang. Yeah, it's kind of a slang.
I guess like very Ariana. Like maybe if Elvis is like a singer, Elvis Paytas, but goes into like an Oscar film. Elvis Paytas Hackman. Yeah, because that does sound very like esteemed.
If she wants to be an accountant, it's just Elvis Hackman.
Yeah, yes, the options.
Yes. Who was Elvis? Oh, Jane the Virgin. There's an Elvis character, and I was like, why would they name this? He's like a random detective, and like, he's Detective Elvis. I was like, that's very odd. It does not fit. But I guess if Elvis wants to be a detective, it would fit that. I met a girl named Kurt the other day, and I'm like, that's so slay. I love this name. And she goes, I guess her name was Kirsten, but she goes by Kurt, and I was like, I like that. Kurt sounds so cool. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. Very androgynous these days with names.
Yeah.
Would you have, if you had a girl, would you name her Oscar?
No.
Oscar Jr.? No?
No.
What's a girl name for you?
Honestly, I don't know. Oh my god, my boyfriend has a list of like names that are like really
Really?
he's like very artistic though. It's like Art Bordeaux or something like that. I don't
Bordeaux?
know.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's a cute name.
Well, like Art middle name Bordeaux.
Oh, Art Bordeaux.
Yeah, I don't know.
What does that mean? That means something, right?
It's
Art
all
Bordeaux?
he has because he's very like architectural nerd, so he likes all these like architectural artistry
Art
kind of
Bordeaux.
names.
That's cool. I like charcuterie.
That is a beautiful name.
Charcuterie and Art Bordeaux.
Yeah,
That sounds
those
good
are
if you have
friends.
twins.
Yes.
That'd be cute.
That would be
Would you
cute.
have twins?
I don't know. I'd probably adopt if I ever have kids. So maybe,
But not twins.
I'm not like. I would want to be like very, 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 very financially secure for twins because that's like double everything. That's kind of stressful, you know.
It's wild.
Yeah, because having kids is a lot.
It's a lot. Just
Yeah.
so everyone knows. I feel like people don't say enough how hard it is. Like, it's a lot.
No, I can't imagine. Even like, I mean, obviously this is not comparable at all, but just for like, you know, people who don't have kids, like
Yeah.
having a pet, I take very serious. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like I'm very, I don't know, like I take it so hardcore, even like with a fish or whatever. Like I'm like very responsible. I think the idea of being responsible for a life, no matter how big or small,
Yes.
it's just like a big, you know, if something and living thing counts on you to live.
That's what I say
Yeah,
too.
right?
We just brought a fish in like a few months ago, and I was like, we got to keep this thing alive. Like, if
Yeah.
it dies in our house, we're going to have this dead fish energy. And I was like, we have to keep this fish
Just have
alive.
a ghost.
And sometimes it just,
Fish ghost.
yeah, that's scary. Sometimes it just lays there, and I'm like, is that fish okay? Like, and he's like, he's sleeping. I was like, they just lay. They just like lay there on the thing. It scares me.
It is
I
a
don't
good
know.
segue to my hot topic.
Oh, wow.
I think I know what it is.
What is
Yeah,
it?
It's
You
very
know?
sad.
Peanut.
Peanut.
Oh, no. Peanut didn't make it onto my For You, so I guess
It's
this
big
is...
news.
My entire TikTok and I think Twitter too was Peanut.
All
Well, I was just very
Peanut.
excited for this hot topic all weekend.
No, I was not excited. I was just sad.
Oh.
It is big news.
It is really sad. So, I mean, most people know. So, this guy found a baby squirrel and raised it for 7 years. For 7 years. And some person, not even in their state, decided to complain about it. And, you know, city officials just came in, got the guy out of the house, found the squirrel, and decided that the better thing to do is to kill the squirrel. And it's like,
He's a state official?
yeah,
What does that mean? Like a representative or what?
from the city. I'm
The
sure
Department of Environmental Conservation, so the DEC official.
so they care about the environment and animals
And they...
so much that they were like, we'd rather see this squirrel dead and be happy with you guys.
Why?
They took Peanut, and after they seized Peanut, Peanut bit one of the officials. So the reason they euthanized Peanut is because in order to test for rabies, like you have to get brain matter, so you can't test for rabies on an animal that's alive. So they euthanized Peanut to test for rabies.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
But
it's
there's-
quite sad.
Why do they
But
do
there's
that?
very
That's so weird.
clear symptoms for rabies.
Yeah.
So there was no reason to even suspect that he had that to begin with.
Oh my god. Yeah, it wasn't like foaming at the mouth or anything.
No, and it's also like, it's a famous squirrel. Like he's online. Everything is documented, like his whole
Since
life.
a baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like a famous
He has like
squirrel.
1 million followers. The squirrel has.
And then they just saw it and they're like, we're gonna go and take that squirrel.
well,
Yeah.
some person, won't mention her name, just decided like, I'm not happy in life knowing that this squirrel is living his life better than me or something.
Wait,
And-
really? Like a random person like reported this
Yeah.
squirrel?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
posted a TikTok even like when they reported it. But I think because he's been around,
God.
Peanut's been around for so long, so there have been. I guess the DEC said they've gotten a lot of complaints, but there was one lady in particular who took like ownership over.
Ew.
The,
And she made a TikTok, so she like doxed
yeah,
herself.
yeah. She like put her name
Yeah.
out there.
Well, now she's deleted all of her.
Yeah.
Well, I
Social
mean,
media.
that's wild that you were like, I'm gonna just say I'm the Karen in this situation. Like, what? Who would be on her side? Like,
I
there's
know.
no one.
And I guess it is like I think the most conversation around it has been like pro Peanut, obviously, and like Peanut's owners. But I guess there is something to be said about like obviously you can't just have a wild animal without like a license and stuff. And he also had a raccoon. But I guess he was in the process of getting like the licenses and stuff. But it is such a sad story because he saved Peanut as a baby and like saw Peanut's mom die. I think got hit by a car or something, but saved Peanut. I know. So it is like very Disney story vibes.
Like you looked out for him.
They tried to, put the animal back and he kept coming back. So
oh my god, that's so weird. Yeah, let him.
So it's true. Like you have to be responsible if you take an animal in, and you should get a license and whatever is involved. But in this case, when you have somebody that, if you have an animal for 7 years, it's almost like 3 more years and the animal is deserving half of your stuff. It's like marriage. Like
it's honestly tea.
You feed the squirrels. You have a whole little setup out there. There's little grapes they put out for the squirrels.
We made a little picnic table with an umbrella for them. Malibu built it.
And squirrels get eaten by coyotes, so taking a squirrel in and caring for it is actually saving a squirrel.
Oh, by everybody. I see the crows, the coyotes, the hogs, like all the animals
Candace
around
Everdeen,
here.
she hunted squirrels.
Why?
To live, I guess. But
for the meat?
Yes.
Can you eat squirrel meat? That's
she
disgusting. I feel like they should fall in the same category of like shrimp. You know what I mean? Like you can just eat them because they're like, right?
You can't eat squirrels?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because they're rodents? I don't know. You know, like vegans are like, we can eat shrimp because they're like bottom feeders in the ocean.
Oh.
They don't have like brains.
Squirrels are basically fancy rats, they just have a nice puffy tail. But yeah, it's not that
they're a little more attractive than a rat.
A little cuter, yeah.
Yeah, and Mark Longo was Peanut's owner. It's so sad using past tense. Oh my god. And he said, "Well, internet, you won. You took one of the most amazing animals away from me because of your selfishness. To the group of people who called the DEC, there's a special place in hell for you. Oof. Peanut was the best thing that ever happened to us."
I mean, that is wild. You can just kill an animal.
Yeah.
Like what? That seems so odd. That seems like inhumane. Because even people who like kill other people, you don't just kill them. You put them in prison. Put the squirrel in prison. You know what I mean?
The death penalty, I guess, but yeah.
Right, that takes years.
Yeah, it's true.
This one just got it.
But also, there was no crime. The squirrel didn't do anything, and it's like, how is this a better outcome?
Yeah,
True.
put the guy in prison, I guess, if you're trying to like imprison somebody.
Or just, like, why not just give him a little fine, like a $50, like the Timothy Chalamet, they got lookalike competition. He got fined like $100 or something.
None of those people
give him a little fine, but let him keep the squirrel.
And I think they had like a nonprofit. They were raising money. They were supporting, rescues and animal. Like they were doing a lot of good with Peanut and his whole story and social media presence.
Oh my god, that's actually so sad.
Yeah, and then I guess too that like there's been controversy around the owner Mark because he does OF, and I think on Twitter his like OF was linked under a lot of like of these new viral like tweets about Peanut. But I will say I've also read that it's like very common for like the accounts like promoting OF to like have it where it's like automatically in a response, like
right,
because obviously his Twitter was mostly for promoting his OF, but now he has to tweet about Peanut. So I think
like, if you want to see my Peanut, maybe he's getting an uptick.
I hope at least that's like at the very least go support.
He's going through something so dramatic. You're like, hopefully, at least.
I think it's at least like I would want him to at least have a little bit more money. So hopefully
something good from the bad.
Yeah, because that's really sad.
Maybe we should have a GoFundMe for him.
He has his own. Oh, he started one to like because he was gonna fight to get Peanut back. So he did start a GoFundMe to like for like lawyer bills and stuff. But that was before Peanut got euthanized. That's so sad.
That is crazy. They can just like pick an animal like you're done.
I know.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's also the emotional bond you have with an animal is true and real. Like it is, and to lose an animal, it's traumatic. Like it's hard
so
to.
Weird.
That's what's so insane. I think it is a crime. The people that killed Peanut.
Yeah, I get like
I think so too.
I kind of get seizing the raccoon, I guess, because raccoons are like they can be very aggressive and stuff. So it's not good to have a raccoon, but like a squirrel.
I know, like pretty harmless.
That's been around for 7 years.
Also, there's a process, right? So you go through the process. You first you quarantine the animals. You make sure they don't have diseases. Tell them, okay, if you don't get the license, you don't get your animals back.
Yeah, there you go.
Whatever you need to do. Like there's a process. So it just feels so violent and extreme what they did. But I think for me, the bottom line is just to tell people that if you do have animals, go ahead and get the license, go ahead and get the permit. Yeah. Make sure you're doing things right because this could be the outcome.
And don't be a Karen reporting a little squirrel. That was so
Seriously.
mean.
And if you're going to do it, don't say it. Like, don't say you're going to do it. Like, that's like just a dummy. Whatever.
And,
That's crazy.
there was someone who has the same name of the woman who allegedly reported Peanut, and people were like, have been spamming like her TikTok, so then she had to make a statement. She's like, I'm not the right person. I won't say the name, I guess, but she was receiving death threats and hateful comments from people who thought she was the one who reported Peanut, which is
really sad.
Yeah, because you had this poor girl who just has to say
the middle name.
Yeah.
Is it like a common name or what? Or it's uncommon?
Uncommon.
Kate Smith.
Dog.
Who names their kid Kate Smith? Sorry to the Kate Smith out there, but that's wild. If your last name's Smith and you give your like daughter Kate, that's crazy. Kate Smith.
What goes with Smith? Charcuterie.
Charcuterie. Yeah.
Smith.
Yeah, that's a different one.
Sam.
Sam Smith. Yeah.
Smith, yes, excellent.
Well, I think they are also in the union, probably, but maybe not. I don't know. I have a hot topic.
Oh.
What do you use for deodorant? It's like a sponsorship.
The way you pulled those out is...
I was ready. I'm prepared.
I have a hot topic.
It's musty, crusty, dry idea right here.
Is this sponsored?
No.
Oh.
And I'll tell you why they're not sponsored in a minute. What do you use for deodorant?
Dove or...
A spray-on one?
Yeah. Well, I have two. I
about
use Dove, or I think the other one's Degree. And then I first spray, and then I follow up with the roll-on from Fleur because it smells really good.
Wait, you follow up with the roll-on after the spray?
Because the roll one from Fleur, not sponsored, but free.
Okay.
It's not like an anti-perspirant. I think it's just like scented. I think so. I do both.
Oh wait, why would someone use deodorant if it's not antiperspirant?
I don't know.
That's so weird. I thought it was like stop the sweating.
I guess just for the smell, I think.
So you do both? Would you roll on and spray?
Yeah.
I do roll on if I, like, okay, this sounds weird because I'm going to shower every day, but I usually do, like, a shower every other day. Is that weird or no?
No, I think that's normal.
So I do, like, if I shower, I do a roll on because my armpits are really freshly clean. But if it's, like, the next day, then I do a spray because it's not
that
as
kind of
flame.
makes sense.
Yeah, so I love Dry Idea. I've been using this literally since I was a kid. My mom had this exact same Dry Idea one, the gel one, roll up. It used to be like a roller ball, but now it's like this gel one. I love it so much. We would buy these bulk. I mean, I'd have like 10 of these at a time because I love them so much. And we're running out of the bulk because I went to go get more bulk, and now it's this new packaging. It's this one. And this one doesn't do this one, I'm a sweater. I used to have BO. I used to sweat through my arms. This stops it. You can smell fresh for days with this one. This one, you start smelling like BO in an hour. It's so weird. And this is the only ones they have. I went to CVS, I went to Target, Amazon, Walgreens, and this is like the new packaging, and it's like this new, I guess it's a new formula. It says the same thing. It still says reduces underarm perspiration and extra effective. It's not. And
does it say the ingredients or anything?
Okay. Inactive ingredients? Is that what it is? Okay. It literally says the same, I guess. Aqua, alcohol, denate, cyclomethasone, propylene. Wait, why is it all the same? What? There's no way. Oh my God, it's all the same. Trixylene, dimethyl. Oh, this one, there is one discrepancy. Oh, no, it's all the same. How is that possible?
Yeah, but it's still possible that the formula is different in quantities of things, or
yeah, it's.
I mean, they obviously made it change.
Oh my gosh, it's the exact same percentage of aluminum zirconium. I don't understand. Okay, well,
which is odd because you would think that's the one thing they would take out.
What?
Because the
aluminum is that what causes cancer? Allegedly.
Well, in general, that's what people don't like.
Yeah, people are like, I don't use deodorant because it causes cancer. I'm like, okay, stinky. Yeah. Like, what are you gonna just like? What? Oh, she doesn't use it.
She doesn't like aluminum. Like, yeah.
I feel like those people must stink a little bit. You know what I mean? If you don't use the aluminum, I get it, but also like, what? That's so weird. Anyways, I hate it because this is the only one that ever made me smell good, and this new one, it makes me smell bad. So. And then Moses literally the other day was like, is there a new deodorant you're using? Because it stunk. It stunk. It literally stunk so bad.
So wait,
it smelled like peaches.
Does that have fragrance? That's the one with the fragrance?
No. It's not supposed to, but it had a fragrance. It smelled like dirty peaches. That's what I smelled like. And I was like, don't worry, you can tell me I stink because I know I stink.
No, I just thought you had like a body spray or perfume because it was like a completely new smell that I've never smelled before.
No, it's this orange one, but it smells so weird. And it smelled like body odor.
Strange.
Anyways, all right. Keep this one. This one's so much better. And they don't sell them anywhere. And it's the exact same thing. That's so weird. I don't know. I used to love them, but now I just can't find it. If you have a deodorant that I can use. I have the secret ones too, the spray ones. And those are good. Those last me like a day or whatever. But these were lasting me like 3 days. And it would smell so good. Anyways, that was my hot topic. Oh, I'm so sad about it. Oh, I don't like to be stinky. Peanut and Dry Idea.
Two tragedies.
I know.
Two
Two
tragedies.
losses, honestly. Nara Smith's getting an EREWHON smoothie. Did you see her?
No.
She was behind the counter at EREWHON. We have to make a trip soon.
Oh, no.
Is she
we had to
making
be-
all of them from scratch?
Maybe.
Tea.
Everything from scratch. That'd be crazy. I wonder what hers would be.
Yeah, because it would have to be something that's very much like in that vein, right? Of like
It makes sense. She fits the aesthetic.
of EREWHON.
Yeah, skinny girl,
And
hot.
oh my, she almost is like above EREWHON to me. Like I feel like she could.
For sure, but she gets
Right?
like 30 million views. She gets like an insane amount of views on TikTok. She definitely is above for sure.
But love that she is taking the time to
I wonder if they
collaborate.
get paid. I wonder how that works. Like, how do you get paid for
Per
this
the
per smoothie?
smoothie?
Or just have your name on it, or just the
Maybe
privilege?
it's because aren't they more expensive? Like the Sabrina one was kind of expensive. The
That's
Sabrina
true.
Carpenter EREWHON smoothie.
But they can't make that much money because it's only in LA.
Oh, true.
So it's like, do you make that much
Maybe
money?
it's an like almost like because you know when actors are in movies they get the paid up front but then they also get residuals, so maybe it's a little bit of both.
Oh, that would be cool. I was supposed to have my own drink with La La Land Cafe. I can say it now because I don't know, but I don't know what happened. Then like, oh, maybe Valentine's Day, but I was like, oh, my Christmas song says lattes with glitter. It's supposed to be a glitter latte.
That's so
And
pure.
it's not out now, and I'm like, damn, my song. I really wrote it in because I thought for the music video I'd be like lattes with glitter, you know. But I don't even know how that was gonna work. I don't even think I was getting paid. I have no idea how that was gonna work because just the idea of having your name on it.
I guess it reminds me of Daniel Prada having the Brat drink.
Yeah, I
Like, did he
wonder if
get
he-
paid for that? I don't know.
But also he used Brat, so I don't think like
Oh, that's true. But Brat is the word of
that's
the year.
true. I guess it can be anyone can use it, but then he made it green. And Miss Remy Ashton just had a poke bowl. She has the Remy
Oh,
bowl.
yeah, I saw
So it's like,
that.
does she get paid for that, or is it just like the prestige? Because like I would love a Bang and Buns Trish plate, and I wouldn't want to get. I don't need to get paid for it, but it'd be cool to have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe it's just the notoriety.
Maybe. I think Emma Chamberlain also had like a kava bowl.
Oh yeah,
David Dobrik had the Chipotle burrito or something.
he did.
I
What
was
it?
researching today. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. He had like a Chipotle thing.
Okay, well that's why Chipotle went in the garbage. Nobody likes him anymore. Remember, everyone loved him. Remember when Ozzy Osbourne ate a Chipotle for the first time in 2004 on the Osbournes?
but
You don't
fierce,
remember?
no.
I was in Rockford, Illinois, and I remember we were like, "Whoa, those huge burritos! Like, where did he get that from?" And I should try Chipotle again. I've had Chipotle in like years. The last burrito I had was actual, like it tastes like actual, and I never had it since. But it does kind of sound good. I do love a burrito, but I don't know. I haven't had one in a while. You eat it?
I used to get the bowls. Not very often though.
I love
Here
the
and there.
big burritos. Those were so good. But yeah, Miss Remy Ashton has her poke bowl. She had the whole gang try it. She also, did you see, got a free shopping spree at Pop Mart?
No.
Do you know Pop Mart?
No.
You haven't seen it all over TikTok?
No.
Oh, Pop Mart's been like, they were crazy. They got like rushed. You didn't see like the rush of it. So do you know, what is it called? LABUBU?
No.
What? Oh my God. You don't know what LABUBUs are?
No.
They're these cute little like keychains at the Korean Mart. They look a little dubious, but they're actually really sweet.
Oh, yes. I
love a LABUBU. I went online trying to look for these because they're so hard to find. But Pop Mart got like basically rushed. Like there was security in question. Like that's like people just trying to get these LABUBUs. And Miss Remy actually got to go and just go to the store basically while it was shut down and just got to like shop for herself. I was like, how does she get these
How
opportunities?
does she get that?
I love a LABUBU. I want them. I'm in my LABUBU era. I just need to find them. I don't know. But I think the Pop Marts are at, maybe they're in Koreatown. Maybe they're in the Koreatown Mall. I don't know. I really want to go. I want a shopping spree. Get the Korean fried cheese.
Yeah, I do like a LABUBU.
Have you ever had one?
No.
It's for like is it like a keychain or a purse charm or something?
There's too many like little cute knickknacks though that I can't like.
What?
I have to like stick to one. So out of all of them, it's like it's like
Sunny Angels.
Sunny Angels, LABUBUs, Calico Critters.
Oh, you want the Calico Critter?
I focus on the Calico
Did you get one?
Critters. I got the little Halloween ones. 'Cause
Where
they're
was
really
it?
cute. They sell them at Barnes and Noble. So shout out. Yeah.
Because it's hard to find the other ones. Like the Sunny Angels are hard to find.
Yeah,
And
but Calico Critters are a little bit more accessible because they're at Barnes and Noble. But
are they all made by the same thing, the same person?
I don't know
Hmm.
because Calico Critters I think are Japanese originally.
Oh, the other ones might be like. I think the LABUBUs might be Korean.
Korean, that kind of makes because if it's
Yeah.
at like Korean stores, that makes sense. But
Ugh, I want to go there. Pop
Remy
Mart.
Ashton, she kind of. I mean, those
She
girls do get the Alicia and Remy get the tea. Like they get good.
They've always had the
deals,
good
yeah.
ones. They kind of are like the it girls for sure.
Yeah.
Love them still. Not Zane and Heath though.
Well,
Love them.
I guess that's honestly a good segue to a Zane and Heath hot topic that I thought
They're
was
in a
kind
hot
of.
topic this week.
I had them as one of my hot topics, and it's
Oh
kind of
my
a crazy
gosh.
tale.
I haven't heard anything about them. Except for
Really?
you.
Heard a crazy tale.
Yeah.
Wait,
was
really?
It,
Recently? You didn't tell me.
Is it? I'm sure me and Moses are very aligned today with our hot topic.
I know.
So.
I was like, what? What is it?
They went to this like extreme haunted house experience called
That's the
17th
one.
Door.
Oh, I did hear about this. Yeah.
And they were talking about it on no. Which one is theirs? Wait, pretty basic, unfiltered.
Oh, unfiltered. Just the Zane and Heath by themselves.
and
Who would
with
ever listen to that? I
with
don't
Mariah
know.
and Matt.
Are they still on it?
They were in this episode.
Okay.
So, and it was this was just last week. So, recent.
How do you have 4 hosts of a show? That's wild. How do you even split it? Are you even making money at that point? You're splitting it 4 ways.
I mean, that's why they have
plus an
2.
editor, a producer. Yeah, it's like what? I guess. That's just also too many people talking. Way too many people talking. Do they pay everybody? Like it's just so
At
weird.
that point, they just do it for the fun.
I guess. Yeah. Do it for the plot.
But they were talking about their experience going to this extreme haunted house called 17th Door. And they went to go film for a Patreon vlog. And it was Zane, Heath, Alicia, and Mariah. Remy didn't go because she was too afraid of it.
Love it. Same.
But yeah,
She knows.
She gets it.
Yeah.
She gets the tea.
Smart.
But yeah, they went. It's a very extreme haunted house experience. It's not like a Horror Nights. It's very much like it kind of gives Saw vibes. Like it's actual like torture.
Like McCamey Manor.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
tea. So Zane and Heath were saying how they went to this experience. They were in like the entry room going through the paperwork, haven't even finished signing like the paperwork yet, like the waiver, signing things off. And one of the scare actors came and like had a taser and tased Heath. Like he says up.
Which like okay, wow.
Yeah, which is very invasive, obviously.
Yeah.
And painful.
And painful. Yeah, like a
Ooh.
shock.
Yeah,
up
because your
there.
nerves up there too in your butt and stuff.
Yeah. And he said that he like screamed obviously, and then like he kind of went like stone face afterwards, like he was having trouble processing. And then there like Zane, Alicia, like Mariah says she could tell something was up, but like Alicia and Zane couldn't really tell if it was like a ha or like anything. But then the scare actor comes after Zane, and then Zane's like, no, not me. And then he's like trying to like hide and like duck and like not get his like
Oh my
access.
God.
But then this character came and then did it to him too. And then Zane actually like fell and like scraped his knees and stuff. Like he was kind of beat up on his knees.
What?
Yeah, and
I didn't know the severity of it. Oh my God.
That's what I was like. Wait, this honestly sounds almost like allegedly assault. Just saying allegedly, so the 17th door doesn't come for us. But if they hadn't signed the waiver, I was like, that's kind of crazy. No, and they Heath, when he was telling his story, seemed more like I don't want to make him a victim, but he seemed kind of like more shaken up. I would say
They were talking about it like seriously.
Dane
like
was
that.
a little bit laughy, like he was a little bit jokey, but still there was like a seriousness to
also
it.
Also a way to cover something up. Yeah.
Yeah, and Mariah also could the way she was describing it was like more in like a serious way. And I was like, that is crazy. And then I was kind of confused because, and you guys let us know in the comments because I'm confused because in the comments, as you say, the TikTok comments usually a vibe test, but everyone was like, honestly, like that's what you get when you go there. Like you go in with that expectation, but I'm like, great. If they didn't sign the waiver, like they're not even in the actual experience yet. Isn't that not?
I mean, I guess like technically yes, but that's what the waiver's for, right? Is to be like, like we can do anything to you.
Yeah.
Right, but they didn't even sign it yet.
Yeah.
They were like
But they were signing it. They were in the process of signing it.
he said he was filling his information, so he didn't sign it yet. Like he didn't agree to it yet. Like maybe I'm just reading it.
But you're there. I'm not trying to like victim blame, but
where
you're
do
there.
you draw the line? Do you do it on the sidewalk or when you get out of the car? Well, you came here. Like
I guess technically they should have waited till they signed it, but I mean, I
Right.
guess they were signing it. They were there.
but you don't attack people
Mid-sign
at
at
the
the
entrance to
No, it's actually wild, and I think anyone who goes to those places are like, I don't know, it's a little sick, right? You want to be tortured. I guess if that's your thing, right? I'm not gonna kink shame, I guess, if you want to be tortured, because McCamey Manor is the same way. There's always a thing like that where it's like you sign this like waiver, and basically they can literally do anything. They can like waterboard you. They can do all these like really crazy stuff, and people like love it, and they can't say no. They say in the waiver like you can't say no, you can't say stop. Like we'll keep going. So like, I mean, there's like sickos out there. I don't think Zane and Heath are those people who are like sickos and like wanted that to happen, but it's like, I don't know. I don't even know what this thing is. The 17th. I've never heard of it.
It's in Buena Park, so it's not super far from LA. I was like looking it up and trying to get the tea on it too, because a lot of people in the comments are like, I went to it, it's not that intense or whatever, blah blah blah. But then there's the argument that can be made, well, maybe the scare actors are doing a little bit more intense because they're vloggers, you know, they have their vlog cameras they were going to shoot. So maybe that's why the scare actor was being more intense or something. But it's really crazy. It's in Buena Park. It's like underground and like underneath the Buena Park Mall. And there's like different rooms. There's a hurricane room where you get hit with 100-mile-per-hour winds. There's an earthquake room where like literally the ground like crumbles underneath you. There's one room that's like a barbershop and someone has to get their hair cut and they usually shave like a 17 into the back of your head. There's one room where you are strung up against a wall that has like electric shocks like on the wall, and they lower down saran wrap where they suffocate you.
That's so crazy.
It's
like,
crazy.
Why? Who wants
There's
to go to
dead
this?
animals.
It's sick. It's like sick.
And the way where like you give them like food, it's full access. Like the actors can like touch you, can like literally you kind of sign away your bodily autonomy.
That's crazy. I mean, that's literally like signing up for like getting assaulted, which is like insane.
But in that, you still like, I feel like you're still not signing out for anyone touching your like genitalia. Like,
it might say it.
It
We don't
might.
know.
That's true.
I find that
McCabe
hard
Manor,
to
you can.
believe.
I mean, they probably do have that if they're able to touch you wherever. I'm sure, like it's.
Especially not tase. Like tasing you in those areas is like extreme torture or damage.
I'm sure it's in the waiver or they wouldn't
It
do
must
it.
be because
you could
people
sue
in the
them.
comments too said, "Oh yeah, that happened to me," like that, and no one like there was no comments of the people that went that were like, "Oh, I was shocked," but you know, not literally,
Yeah.
but like. All the comments were like, yeah, that happened to me and it wasn't that bad or whatever. So it was weird. Like, I don't know. And I guess like, you know, horror fans really want the horror experience. Not me, but.
Would you go?
Never. Horror nights, I feel like is a good, like.
Yeah, that's
you get a little
enough.
jump scare, but that's it. You know.
This one I don't get.
It's actual
Oh.
pain. So.
Well, also I think they had to move. I think McCabe Manor had to move from California to Tennessee so it could be legal because there was crazy doing that was like not legal here, so they had to like move it. I was like deep into that. There was like a whole, it was like Coney 2012 where there was like a whole McCabe Manor movement, like I don't know, 2019 or something, where everyone was talking about this and they had to move because like literally on the thing is like you could die and like you can't sue us kind of thing, which is like
I just
so
saw
insane.
recently that the woman completed.
McCabe Manor.
Yeah.
Really?
Like she completed it. I saw a video of her at the end.
Just but they're
And
like
she was
beaten and
beat up,
bruised. Yeah.
had no hair on her head. She was like, yeah, she looked like she was about
I don't
to
know.
die.
I can't. I'm just gonna judge this one. It's a little judgy. I'm judgy. I'm just like that. Why?
I know. I don't get why anyone would like want
But
to.
I can
I
see
don't know.
vloggers looking for experiences, right, to
It is
film. I
content.
can definitely see that part and not knowing, maybe not knowing what they're walking into. Like, because we never heard of that, and somebody would have told us, hey, it would be fun.
I would never have done it.
Like,
I don't even go to horror nights. I'm like, no, thank
But
you.
I've never heard of that. The stuff that
crazy.
happened there, which is odd that we've never heard about it.
It is
It's so extreme.
Yeah.
And it's great. Like and looking it up too, like there are YouTubers that have done it and there are vlogs and stuff. So like I think they do obviously allow like footage and stuff. I think also Alicia, Zane and Heath said that like they purposely didn't look at a lot of footage beforehand because they wanted to kind of be surprised. So they
Yeah.
didn't fully know, like obviously they knew it was extreme, but not like how extreme.
They were
But
Did they
definitely
continue?
surprised.
no, so what they
Oh.
after they kind of ghosted, they said, okay, you have one chance to use the bathroom before we start the experience, whatever. It's like, okay, we're gonna use the bathroom. So they said they were using the bathroom and they ghosted. They just left.
I would too. I mean, that's one smart decision.
yeah.
That was, you know what I mean? That's, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so scary. Oh my
It
God.
is scary. I felt for them. Obviously,
Yeah.
I feel like that is such
Yeah.
a traumatic thing.
Well, I tell you, they do teach us stuff sometimes. Like Jane telling me to go to the dentist. I was like, you know what? I do learn things from them. And I feel like I'm glad they shared this experience so people don't do it, you know?
Yeah. and-
So sometimes
but
they have
it
teachable
is
moments.
so weird. Like, I don't know. Again, let us know in the comments because all the comments were like, well, why would they go? But I'm like, damn, I don't think they. I wouldn't
Understood.
go expecting to get tased up,
Yeah, totally.
especially
yeah.
like in the entry room. You know,
Especially like Buena Park, that's where like Disney and like and you
not
know
very far.
and medieval times. Like
Yes.
it's a fun little area. Although someone did, you remember that guy that unalived his wife and put her in the dumpster in Buena Park? You remember?
No.
It was from that reality show, Megan Wants a Millionaire. And he was like a
Oh,
contestant.
yes.
And then he married this girl, Jasmine Fiore, who was Playboy, and then he unalived her.
I didn't know that was Buena Park.
Yeah. I was sad about that because I was like, oh, Buena Park is such a serve because it's like medieval times and like Knott's Berry Farm. But then it was also, and Portillo's actually. But, Yeah, that sounds crazy. It's also weird that it's like legal, I guess, to do that. Like, I don't know.
I know, and profitable, I guess too.
But
People love
maybe
it, I
they're not
guess.
supposed to do genital. I feel like that part's not legal to like touch someone's genital. Like hooking's not legal here in California. So like,
true.
how could you?
Yeah, and like I would be interested to know like where is the line? Like what are they told like you can't do? Like when they're training the scare actors, you know? Like
Yeah, that's interesting.
what would be off limits then if they're able to tase?
Yeah.
And the comments too, by the way, said like they were tased in like on the ass, not up the ass too. So maybe that was also a discrepancy. I don't know, but
Like in the butt cheek and
in
not
the butt
up
cheek,
the
not-
hole where the
yeah.
nerves are.
So because that seems like that's literally like assault.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, especially like before you even sign it, I'd be like, "Ooh, we're going home." Well, that's good. At least they knew to go home after that.
Yeah, especially Alicia. I guess they said that she was obviously super freaked out because I'm like Alicia too. Like she's so sweet.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I know. I'd be like, absolutely not.
no.
Sounds like a
I
David
would go in
Dobrik
there and
vlog.
fight, but be like, no, you
Yeah.
can't take my Alicia Marie.
No, that's so terrifying, especially like girls doing it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's bad for the guys too, obviously.
Yeah,
but it's a whole other
seeing
thing.
Oh my god, the suffocation one was crazy to me. Like seeing the video of that is like literally nuts. And they do sell like a little glow stick or something, I guess, where it means they don't go after you as much. So that is an
Oh.
option, but you have to pay for it. You have to pay like a extra
gosh.
to have a glow stick, so they don't like come after you or touch you as much. But it was they didn't even have the opportunity to get the glow stick before they got tased too.
Crazy.
You know,
Yeah,
so,
I guess I didn't hear like all of that. That's wild. Oh my gosh. I thought it
Yeah.
was just like a haunted house they went to and got like scared or something like that.
no, like it was actually like really invasive. So I
Yikes.
felt for them for that. Too much.
Yeah.
Don't take the spookiness too far, you guys. Unless I guess you really love horror, then go for it.
That's
but
like a whole other like being
level,
tortured.
yeah.
And it's also like earthquake rooms, hurricane room. Like that's happening in the real world. Just go.
Isn't the
live.
real world scary enough?
I know.
Like,
Why do you want to
actually-
pay for that
Environmental
experience?
appropriation.
Yes.
Yeah, very odd.
It's very
It's weird.
New Moon when like Bella kept trying to kill herself to see Edward. You know what I mean? She was jumping off the cliff. Maybe that's what it is.
Just
like,
the rush to feel it. Yes.
Yeah. It really is giving me like New Moon tease. I don't know.
So did they post anything on their Patreon or what? The patrons were left hanging that week.
They posted something. I think the footage they did have, because they actually did have us promoting their Patreon.
Yeah.
They did get footage like of the incident, but it's on their paywall. Behind
Actually, I
the
have
paywall.
to gift someone's Patreon today. It's part of I have a little deal with Patreon where I have to gift another person's Patreon to somebody.
Okay, someone's gonna
gift
get
you
a pretty
Zane and
big.
Heath.
I'll take it. I would love.
They're like, you have to gift. I did it wrong last week. They're going to have to reshoot it. They gift because I was gifting my own, and they're like, you got to gift someone else's. But like that means I have to promote someone else's. I was like, okay.
I'll take Zane and
Zane and
Heath.
Heath. But Zane and Heath. Don't they have a second one with Alicia, and Remy?
I'll take that one. Yeah.
Okay. I give you canceled too. I guess I don't know. There's a lot of Patreons to consider. I'll look into it. Gotta figure
But
out.
Zane and Heath and Alicia and Remy sounds like T. They have the footage there.
That's
so,
true. That's
yeah.
true. Well, gift it for investigative purposes. Gotta film that. Don't let me forget. I gotta film it after this.
I have one more small one before we get into the main
Okay.
one that I need to talk about because this
Okay.
is like I'm very passionate about. Olivia Rodrigo talked about her one red flag when she's on a first date, and this is how I know that she is like my niece, because her red flag, the one thing that's a hard no, is if she asks someone if they ever want to go to space, and if they say yes, then she will not date them. And I think that is tea.
Wait, why?
Because she said, I think she's talking about specifically, like, think about the tax bracket of Olivia Rodrigo, like the rich guys who want to like pay a lot of money just to go up to space.
Oh.
She says that if you want to go to space, you're a little too full of yourself. I just think it's weird. And honestly, I think she's right.
Really? What about the astronauts? People who just want to be an astronaut.
No,
I
it's
think
something different.
I think she's talking about literally like, the people who pay Elon Musk like $1 million to go into space for a day or something. And I think as we say,
guess,
nothing
yeah.
really good comes from space.
That is tea.
You know what I mean?
We don't need to be up there.
No,
Those
we don't.
poor chimps. Wasn't there a chimp up in space that was lost? Right?
I think that was SNL.
No, I think it was an actual chimp. Right?
You're probably right.
Yes.
Didn't they send
Someone-
chimps up there?
They
Yeah,
used
I
to,
got
yeah,
lost.
send animals.
There was
They
one on
did
SNL
send two
too,
people.
but
They sent a man and a woman up there recently, and I think they're still stuck up there.
I thought they went up to rescue the chimp. Wasn't that it? Something happened. I remember.
That's very heroic, if so.
I don't know. I thought maybe that's so sad. That's why I feel like space is not real, because it's like also like, what do you mean they're just up there floating around? Like what?
It's tea.
That's a good first date question. I would just be like, do you own a Tesla? Red flag. It's a little easier than
Well,
saying
I have
like,
a Tesla.
Which is wild. That's
No,
so
but
not
then you ask
you.
him for how long, because a lot of people bought
That's
them.
true.
Early on. Yeah. When did you
Before.
buy the Tesla? If it was like pre-2019, fine.
Mine was 2021.
Oh my
2021.
gosh.
But
That's
I was
pretty
working with
recent.
Joey Graceffa at the time, and he had a Tesla, and
No,
I
that's nice.
liked it.
At that time, it was still normal.
Yeah,
Now the Teslas.
it's a little dubious.
Yeah.
Dubious and devious with that Elon. But, and then Grimes actually responded. Obviously, she was with Elon Musk. She said, it's true. Only women should be going to space.
Oh,
so
okay.
cute, yeah.
Only women. But I feel like there's not a good return rate. So it's like, why would we send women up there? You know what I
That's
mean?
true,
Let's send
yeah.
some more straight men up there. I feel like that's a better. We can spare a few if they get lost in space. That'd be a good vlog. Maybe Zane and Heath should try that for the Patreon video. We don't want them to get lost, but I'm just saying it'd be good content.
It would be good
The
content.
Patreon, we're gifted. We'll follow it along.
Also, a lot of those people, they pay so much money and they don't come back. Like you remember the
Titanic.
submarine?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like there were like
Gosh.
billionaires that went in this like
That's
dinky
crazy.
submarine to see the Titanic, and
Okay, not to be like a conspiracist, but why did they do that? That's so weird. Like, why would you, if you have all this money, go on
Why?
a little submarine to go see the Titanic?
Why are people going to go torture themselves at the 17th door?
Patreon.
People.
Patreon that need to get that Patreon dollar. They go extreme. That is wild.
Can you imagine, maybe that never happened. Maybe they had their own taser and they tased themselves.
Oh my
conspiracy.
gosh. Well, call Shane Dawson. Let's
was
figure
gonna
out
say,
this
he loves
conspiracy.
conspiracy.
He goes there to figure it out. Like haunted house. Like, oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Wait, you're so Shane coded sometimes in the best
it
way.
does jump out
Yeah,
sometimes.
I know. When we were like investigating so many things, I'm like, wait, you're kind of Shane right
When
now.
we watched the TanaCon documentary, I guess, used loosely, there
Very
were
loosely.
moments I was like, wow, I am a little Shane
You
coded.
are.
Yeah.
I mean, a spoiler alert on that. Shane added absolutely nothing to resolve TanaCon.
Literally,
He literally did
spoiler on
nothing.
TanaCon, yeah.
I was like, he's just literally marketed off something that was big and did absolutely
He
nothing
just
to
sat
help.
there really and like talked to them, but
And just, oh
oh my
god.
god.
Oh my god.
He did get that one statement from the Marriott, which was fierce, I guess, when it was like
He was tallying up everything at the end. He's like, just so you know, this is what we got. 51 security guards. And I'm like, I don't even know what any of this means, Shane. It was literally the most nothing. And again, Team Tana all the way, but like he added nothing. He gave us nothing. I was like,
there really was no closure on TanaCon. But again, at the time, I remember being like, wow, this explains so much. But really didn't, because really the only thing it did was show that Tana was trying her best, but Tana could have released that footage herself.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know.
But at the end of the time, Shane was like so crazy. He
That's
was like the voice of
true.
reason.
Yeah.
He was like Oprah. It's like, oh, if he gives you the seal of approval, everyone loves it. And that gave me my second one in 2018 is like when I did the documentary Shane. All of a sudden, people were like, mine was like, if you watch mine, mine's even worse. Mine's even more nothing sandwich. There's literally nothing in mine other than like me crying at the end saying I'm so lonely. And then everyone's like, we love Trish. Like it was so weird, but he does make it very
He did
like
have that effect. You're so
you
right.
know,
Yeah.
it's very interesting. Like mine was a 3-part series too. I think there was a Jesus impersonator in one of those. I think he brought Jesus to his mom's house or something. It was very weird, but I think he did have that effect where it's like Graveyard Girl, Jake Paul. Like you could just like all of a sudden he's like, okay, we love them again. He gave
That
the
is so
redemption.
true. Yeah.
But I think maturing is realizing Shane added nothing in those documentaries.
He
Like
kinda
we
was
just
just
thought he was
there.
like the documentary of our time. He was the Morgan Spurlock of YouTube, and we're like, wow.
Yeah, right.
know?
And then even like I remember thinking of the editing at the time. I was like, wow, they were such good editors. But now I'm like, it really is just like a lot of jump cuts with dramatic music.
The music, yeah.
But at the time, they were fierce.
Which I feel like kind of segues into this great one too, where everyone thought David Dobrik was the greatest comedian of all time on YouTube.
Not everyone thought this. Casey Neistat.
Well, he did say like David Dobrik was and he was a very big YouTuber, which I'm kind of like side-eyeing everybody because I'm like,
Oh.
I was like, because I think my biggest flex is I never liked David. In all the vlogs, it's very apparent that I don't like him. So I feel like I always was onto something. I kind of was flung into the group. I didn't choose to be in. I didn't seek it out. I didn't even know who David was. I was kind of like flung into it. I thought, okay, they get a lot of views. Like, I'll go along with it. But never got it, any of them. And I always said that. I was always like, y'all are dubious. And I've called it in every single vlog. So check that footage. Just because I was in them doesn't mean I condoned them. I just kind of was lost. And I was just like, I just want to be with, this person. And this is part of it. But not to say I did get a following, but that following ended up being nothing because they all turned against me.
On
It was
you real
so
quick.
for people like you got a following, I'm like not really, just a bunch of people that were mindless drones. But anyways, the devil amongst us, the real horror show, the 17th hour. Dobrik. Which was 2017, really. It was his takeoff. That's when I met him, was 2017. So it is like the 17th hour.
OT, yeah. 27. Yeah, I guess so. Because I think I really got into him probably 2018. 2019 was my peak obsession.
Wait, after I left was your peak obsession? Because 2018 I was in it. 2019 I had left.
Well, 2019 is when I started interviewing him. So I ended up
traitor. You're like, I love you still.
Right. Oh, maybe it started 2018. I definitely was still interviewing him in 2019 though, because at VidCon and then the Streamies were 2019. Damn. Yeah, he did have a chokehold on me. Did not age well. Did not age well.
What was it? Because truly, I really, like, he's a charming person. Like, we talk about this. In person, very charming. But the videos don't even have David in it. Like, David's not in the videos, hardly.
I honestly don't know what it was. Like, I wish I could, like, go back and, like, talk to my younger self to like, figure out what it was. I honestly am... That's a big part of the story too that we'll get into, but I honestly do think it was like the ensemble. Like obviously David is like the core, and then the ensemble around him is all like attractive people being silly, and that was like their life, right? Like every day was just like a weird adventure and like a shtick. I don't know.
I don't either. I never got the appeal. I was like always so confused. It got so many views.
But you were the gateway though, so actually you're trying to clock me, but now I'm gonna Uno reverse and clock you because the only reason I got into David was because of you.
Really?
So, yes.
I definitely was the funniest in the vlogs.
You were the greatest comedian.
Yes, I was the greatest comedian. Actually, Casey Neistat. When he said that, he was the greatest comedian of our time. I was like, who was in 80% of those thumbnails? Me. Like, you know what I mean? God. I think I really elevated. Probably before me it was Liza, but the vlogs weren't there as much. So definitely like Liza was the star. So I feel like the females, Corinna got a lot. She was in probably a lot of the thumbnails too. So I think the girls probably were the real comedians.
I loved Carly.
I want to see one thumbnail they were in. We love them. Unproblematic, but also boring.
Oh my God. I loved them back in the day. They were probably maybe my favorite part of the vlog squad.
Did you go to you did their pop-up, didn't you? You went to their pop-up.
I interviewed Carly and Aaron at their pop-up.
But they didn't like some of your questions.
They didn't like you, but...
Feeling is mutual. No, I will say. No, let me be nice for real. Because honestly, like, they were actually nice to me. Like, you know what I mean? When I called them boring, it was never to be mean. Like, honestly. And I say this all the time as, like, a compliment. You know, when I say something's boring. Like, it's...
Yeah, like, calling Drew and Enya weird. Like, you don't mean that.
They're queens. But, no, but, like, I just think boring is not bad. So when I called them boring, it wasn't meant to be mean.
Yes, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like,
boring,
unproblematic.
You mean normal, like, well-adjusted.
Yeah,
just
like...
regular.
Doesn't need to be in a David Dobrik vlog. Like Moses wouldn't fit in a David Dobrik vlog. You know what I mean? Like there's just certain people who don't fit in there. Like, and that's fine. So it was never like
want to
mean.
get tased in the butt.
Right. Go to 17 hour. But I was never like initially trying to be like mean to them because they actually were very nice to me from the beginning. They were always very nice. I remember when I was slowly getting like exiled from the group, like it was me, Carly, and Aaron that just like sat at home. They'd be like, "You guys stay here. We're gonna go out and film." And I'd be like, "Ooh." That's when I knew I was getting the shaft. Because I was always, and not in a bad way, but I was like, God, it's just us three sitting here. Like,
what did you guys talk about?
We would just be like in David's house by ourselves, and he's like, "Wait till I come back," and we were just like, "Okay." Like it was weird, and we just like hung out and like waited around, maybe watched TV. I don't know. It was a very weird time, but I remember sitting with them and being like, "Oh no, oh no." But no, and it probably is a good thing that you're not featured in the David vlog so much because that probably means you have like a moral compass. I was one that's just like taking my clothes off and doing whatever, drinking Heath's pee or whatever the I was doing, like just crazy shit in these vlogs. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, Carly and Aaron. And honestly, like I really do have the one-sided beef with them, like to be a joke, because I actually like don't mind them at all. They literally do nothing to warrant any hate. So we're at peace. I don't love, but I also don't hate. And I think I'm being mean for no reason. So I'll retract that. Carly and Aaron, keep doing you. And I do have respect for them for cutting Zane and Heath out for like, I remember everyone was like figuring out why. And I think, we don't know why, but we assume because they didn't want to take COVID tests, which I'm like, okay, that's your best friend. You're not going to just take a test. Like it's against our beliefs or whatever. They didn't say that, but like, that's what you got from it. And I was just like, just take a test. It's not hurting anyone. It's not like going against like your moral beliefs to take a freaking test. Like just do, like it was so crazy. So I do respect Carly and Aaron for setting those boundaries. Because Mariah was supposed to be like a bridesmaid and she wasn't in it.
Wedding.
Yeah. And I was like, that's your best friend, and you're really going to be like, oh my God, we're not going to do that. We don't stand for that. You guys are weirdos. I think that was where the Zane and Heath villain origin story started for me. Was like that. I was like, you guys are weird. But anyways, I digress. David Dobrik.
And Casey Neistat.
Real villain, real devil amongst us.
So once again, Casey Neistat talked about his unreleased documentary called Under the Influence, which is chronic is. It's a really weird story. It started in 2017 is when Casey started working on the documentary. So it started at the height as David was getting bigger and bigger.
Is that what he said, 2017? He said that?
Yeah.
Because I remember it coming around end of 2018.
That,
but he said
it
before.
started in 2017.
Okay,
so maybe pre-production. Yeah.
Because like I knew Casey started coming around with the idea, and I remember it. I still remember being outside. David had just hit like 10 million subscribers. I remember Casey was out there. Like it was. I remember being outside and him talking about this documentary. So it was like, and I don't think they started filming until after I left.
Yeah, they didn't start. I think they were talking about it since 2017, maybe late 2017. I guess early 2018. They didn't start filming it until 2019. Yeah.
He was like, he knew I was gonna be the whistleblower. If Casey started filming on me, I'd be like, I don't trust him. And I actually started saying that at the end of 2018. Maybe that's why I got exiled from the group. Because I remember I was like, I don't like him. He's misogynistic. Like, I do not like this person. Like, he doesn't even shake my hand. I was like, that's so weird. Like, he's going to talk to all the boys. So I clocked it. So then he's like, gotta get rid of Trish because he knew I would clock that T. Casey knows.
So he did another podcast talking about it, and I guess he teased a little bit how much work went into it, which is, again, makes it weird why he never released it. So he hired translators to interview David's parents. He even went back to Slovakia. He went to Illinois to interview David's old teachers and like coaches. So he really went through like extreme lengths.
He went to Slovakia?
Yeah, that's what he said.
But I thought David came over when he was like 6.
I don't know.
He's like, do you remember him as a baby?
Let's go find out where he came from, I guess.
Okay, extra.
So he went through all these crazy lengths for this documentary, and then it premiered in South by Southwest in 2019, and that's like the last that oh no, 2020, I believe. And so it got viewed by a small group of people at the festival, but it was never been released.
Did anyone write reviews on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember anyone talking about it, like who saw it.
Yeah, because I went back to go look and see like what the reviews were saying, and the reviews it got like good, decent reviews as far as like the documentary goes. But this one line actually is like a really great review. This one line from a review I thought was like kind of iconic. It was, let me find it. Oh, by the end of Neistat's film, the only thing Dobrik can't afford to look at is himself with his tea.
That's good. Yeah. That's a good one.
So basically, it started out as like a documentary kind of profiling like his rise, but then the Dirty Dom expose happened, and then the Jeff expose also happened, and then it ended up taking a turn. And Casey said that at one point he didn't really know what to do with the documentary, but then someone he was working with said, no, like these events are the documentary. So then he went back and did another interview with David, especially after the Dirty Dom stuff came out, and those like essay allegations, and then that kind of became like the main meat of the documentary. So he did one last interview with David about like the allegations and stuff, and then that one interview was threaded throughout, so it like opened with it and was like in all these different parts. And then he said, this was back when the documentary premiered, said that David has seen it, he obviously doesn't like it, and that was the last time they talked, was when he did that last interview. So that's kind of like the background. So it's interesting that Casey says he still feels conflicted about releasing it because, like you said, he calls David one of the greatest comedians YouTube has ever had. He says there was certainly a wrongdoing on a myriad of people's behalf, including David, who made a very tongue-in-cheek video on the situation, even though he didn't understand the totality of the situation. There was a bad guy that was platformed by David unknowingly. I did very bad things.
And David Dobrik grew up together in Vernon Hills. He knows everything that went down. Riley Reid has gone on record and saying she wasn't comfortable with situations that he was trying to get them to have sex. Like, so many girls have come forward. I have come forward. So many people have come forward. And there was obviously the victim of that one big incident that happened, which Casey said he interviewed and even thanked her for sharing the story and then didn't put it out. And he's like, I'm conflicted. Why? Sharing this like victim story who was like so nice of you to like let that out there and you could like help so many people, or it's a boys club and you're just trying to protect David because you're a misogynistic piece of shit. Like, that's crazy to me. But I'm so conflicted. Yes, David was wrong. And yes, David had thought, and he didn't understand the totality. David's very smart. David's known Dom for a long time. His name is Dirty Dom. His name's always been Dirty Dom in the vlogs. David was his roommate. Knows every single situation that happened. To, like, write that off like that is actually so condescending, belittling. Like, acting as if we're these like stupid little like minions that don't know. Like I hated it so much. And the fact that he interviewed the victim and had the story for her to tell, and he like thanked her for like allowing to share the story. So she was like vulnerable, relived it, all this stuff like that, and then didn't put it out because he's conflicted. Because why? David's a piece of he said David's a piece of David doesn't want to talk to him for a reason. David didn't handle it well, all according to Casey Neistat. But then he's like, I don't know if I should put it out. It's like because he wants to protect him. There's no other reason. Or he just wants money and he's greedy. And that's probably all of the above.
Yeah, and then Casey even says in this interview, he said, maybe some part of me, as much as I'm ashamed to admit it, still very deeply loves and cares for David. Maybe it's about protecting him from himself.
Yeah.
But I also feel a responsibility to the victim. It doesn't really sound like, it sounds like you are choosing David over the victim.
You're protecting David from the monster that he is, which probably your documentary shows, because I'm assuming, like, even if he tries to paint it, like, as unbiased as possible, which he probably did, it's like, it still showed David being a monster piece of shit. Like, had multiple incidents, by the way. It's not like an isolated incident with Dom. There was, like, multiple incidents that people have talked about since, and Riley Reid has come on and talked about it. Like, so many people have talked about uncomfortable instances with Dom, so it's not like an isolated thing. David was still talking to Dom and supporting him after all this came out after it came out in 2019, 2020. So it's literally Casey trying to protect David for some unknown reason, even though they don't talk and they're not friends anymore. It's really just Casey being probably greedy and also just misogynistic and not wanting to help a woman, like a victim and all that stuff like that, because it's very odd that he wouldn't put it out. Because if nothing else, it's like, put it out to like share that person's story, to show like the truth of it all, to show David's reaction, because like David didn't handle it well. Okay, let's see it. Let's see what David said about it, because no one else has been able to get that.
So in 2022, Casey talked about his like that final interview with David where he asked specifically about like the allegations against Dirty Dom. Casey asked David, do you feel responsible? And David's response was, the Insider article was written because this place wanted clicks. It wasn't written because the company's going and looking after the victim and making sure she's okay.
David said that?
Yes, that was his response. So
that's wild.
Yeah.
That's so wild, because also, like, I do think two things can be true. Like, David Dobrik is a very big story, but obviously there was something there. Otherwise, it would never be written. Like, people actually, like, do journalism to, like, help victims, to, like, get a voice out there, to, like, let it. Because if it wasn't for people coming forward, and more people wouldn't have come forward, because it was a lot of things. Like, even Jeff was protecting David. It's like, it takes, like, one person to pull it. It's like the Mr. Beast thing, right? One person has a thing, and then it's like this domino effect or whatever. In fact, those girls, the ones that talk about the underage drinking, they had reached out to me in 2019 when I made my original video. I remember this so specifically, and they're like, we want to come forward. Like, thank you so much for sharing it, because like this and this happened. That's why I was able to corroborate it when it did come out in 2020, because I remember those girls being like, we really want to like share our story of what happened. I have a whole detailed email from those girls and being like, because of you, like, we want to talk about it, but we're scared of the backlash. But in 2019, I got a backlash because David was still really popular. Natalie, I was looked at as a crazy one. No one wanted to talk to me. But because their article came out, then Jeff came out, then it starts like, then people start looking into it. And now where's David? He's hiding. He's on Snapchat. He's hiding and whatever. And he has enough money, whatever, it's fine. But the fact that it's like, he's getting protected once again by so many people, including Casey. It's like, you have this like, and Casey, as a friend, as someone who is doing this too, like, he's even saying David didn't handle this well. And that's why he's saying like an understatement. So it's like, why wouldn't you want to put it out there for like everyone to see? Like, there's no reason other than you want to protect him because you like him. And I think that's like shitty journalism or a shitty filmmaker on top of that. Because like, I had to finish it. I don't want to leave anything unfinished. And it's like,
but remember he did another interview a while ago about it, and he kept saying like, the world needs to see this movie, and I want to make sure the most eyes are going to get to see it. Mm-hmm. They're like, but you're waiting for somebody to just pay you to buy the movie and put it on whatever, Hulu, Netflix. You can put it on your platform right now, and millions of people are going to see it.
100 million.
Just put it on your platform, and you're going to make the money that you wanted to make from it. Like, it's
doing nothing now, and you just look sus. You look like you're, Paris Hilton did that. She put out a documentary on her YouTube, and it has like 100 million views. Like, it's very possible, and people would want to see it, and it is a weird. Casey gives me like bad vibes. I would love to see it. I would love her to prove me wrong and him put this out and be like, wow, he actually did a good thing, and showed like he started out being a friend of David, uncovered some shit that happened, and put it out there. Then it'd be like a whole redemption arc for Casey Neistat. But right now, the way he's doing interviews is very unappealing.
It is really weird because, again, like in earlier, like after the film premiered in like 2022, like I went to go read like other Casey interviews, and he didn't sound like, he wasn't talking like super positive about David. He said that like I wasn't naive about like what David was doing. I kept like asking him questions about like, he was there when Jonah did like the stunt on the motorcycle and had to go to the hospital. And he talked about how like Jonah's like got punctured in his stomach, and then he sent someone else to go. David sent someone to go to the hospital with Jonah, but then David stayed to edit the footage because he wanted to turn the vlog around.
Yeah.
And then Casey said that he asked David, he was like, "Are these people like your actual friends, or are they just like your coworkers?" And David didn't have he hesitated, he wouldn't respond. And Casey was like, "I honestly was shocked. I thought he would be offended at the question. Like, of course they're my friends," but he didn't say that. So it's weird that he like really flipped and went so pro David now, saying that he's the greatest comedian, a great person. I was trying to protect, like, I love him.
Like, find me one David funny moment. Like, he's a funny editor. I think there's like a difference, but like David was just like never on camera, like being the butt of a joke or making a joke. Like, nothing. Like, I feel like nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. And he also is not even a writer. I feel like anytime I'd say something, like, oh, repeat that, whatever, like that. It's like everyone around was funny. I mean, Zane and Heath are funny. I can't stand them, but they're funny. And, you know, like, I was funny. Liza, obviously. Like, everyone around him was very funny, you know. And, of course, they had the boring ones, like Scotty and stuff. But Scotty and Todd, they brought the, you know, the good looks. You know, they have to bring something. But I feel like, yeah, And then obviously stuff with Jeff, it's like, how do you even protect that? Like, I think it's like, that's also like one of the, obviously the Dom stuff. It's like, yes, he platformed him, but David's also recorded all of it happening. Like, he recorded the girls that were underage drinking. He recorded everything. He was there. He was very complicit to it. But then on top of it, the accident with Jeff, like, yes, it was an accident, but him now trying to like blame Jeff for like driving the vehicle and blaming Jeff for all this stuff, which obviously Jeff's going through a lot. We have seen he is having some, in my opinion, some PTSD. Like, he seems like he's going through some sure. And it's like, for David and Natalie to still like cover it up and forge signatures and hide it all, like, it's actually wild. Instead of being like, gosh, yeah, this was a really terrible thing that happened to our friend, like, let me make it right, he's like trying to blame Jeff. Like, that to me is like the ultimate like actual like, I don't know what to say. I was gonna say double, but that's like even too nice. I was like, it's just actually wild how he gets away with stuff.
He's so entitled, or it's a form of narcissism or something, that he feels like, I give them everything. Like, I'm at the top of the pyramid. I give them everything, and that's just part of it. Your casualties. Like, he probably thinks Jeff should still thank him for being in that video.
Yeah.
The insider should thank him for writing about it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like everyone is doing it for clicks, for views, to get followers. And at that point, he was at the top of the world. So
yeah, you could say
he's never looking at anyone below him as an equal, ever.
So it's like, yeah, you could say that like about me. Oh, Trisha's just looking for like clicks or whatever. But also, like, you think Rolling Stone, Business Insider, Casey Neistat, they're all doing it just for like clicks. It's like, there's a common theme, and that theme is David is awful, and what he's putting out is content. It's not helping anyone. It's hurting a lot of people. So what? And then he's like, oh, it's all for clicks. It's all for this. It's like, no. And it's like our podcast too, even though we put him in the title, it's like, no, we just want people to not forget how awful you are currently to this day, still being awful, and not like hiding stuff and trying to say Jeff drove it. And also, and people just don't want to forget, because he did get away with it. He had to take zero accountability. He said, I'm sorry twice. The first time it didn't work, so he tried it again without a microphone, and then everyone's like, okay. But like, he's still living the life on Snapchat and getting paid and stuff. So it's like, you never got any accountability. I feel like people would be like off his if he was like trying to do some work and trying to help like people, like those girls, anything, financial compensation for Jeff, something, but he's doing zero accountability. He's doing the opposite. He's getting away with it and pinning everything on Jeff and pinning everything on Dom, and Casey's not helping it, being like, he had no idea, he didn't understand. It's like, okay, yeah, you did, otherwise you are just as dumb, which maybe, I don't know, maybe Casey does like lack a little intelligence when it comes to this, cause
that's why I'm confused, because like I said, in his other interviews before this one, he's literally says like, I wanted to figure out how David was getting away with what he was getting away with. Like, that was a literal quote when he was talking about it, like promoting it after South by Southwest. So it's very, very, very odd how now, like, you can tell by the verbiage he uses. Yeah. Like, Casey doesn't call these people, like, when he refers to Jeff or Dirty Dom, he says, like, David had castmates. Yeah. It's like, wait, the verbiage he's using is so, like, specific that I think that's why a lot of people are like, is David, like, paying you to say it? Like, that's the big conspiracy going around, which is interesting because the words he's using are like so specific that I'm like,
and not mentioning the people's names. It's like Jeff, Dom,
yeah, like, it's so weird. It's so weird.
It is kind of classic behavior when somebody has a material and they shop around. So they talk a lot about, I want to put it out there. The most people will see it. He's just waiting to get paid. Now the question, who's going to pay? The person that wants to hide the tape, or the person that wants to show the tape? So most likely David did something for him.
That's what
like buy out the rights.
Yeah, because that's what was happening even with P. Diddy and other people. Like people say we have tapes. The tapes are around. We're gonna put, and they just wait to see who will approach and give them the more money.
I saw that on TikTok. I think it was on David's own TikTok, or maybe not. Maybe someone posted David's Snapchat story on TikTok, and all the comments were like, "In 20 years from now, people will be like, the David Dobrik parties will be like a P Diddy party. Like, who was at the Dobrik parties? You know what I mean?" And not saying it's like in that severity. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't see any of that. But it's like, yeah, it's a little sus, the whole thing, because he's still doing like these lavish Halloween parties, and people, and all influencers are still going, and I'm not trying to call them out specifically by name, but it's like so many people, I'm just like, what and why? Like, it really is, because he really is an awful person. Like, just unanimously, he's like a bad person. Like, we've seen this, because it's not like he's done some mistakes or he just as a kid. Like, he's literally just like covering things and hiding things, and we see that with Jeff and with the lawsuit and him just trying to place all the blame on Jeff, which is like so crazy. It's like so wild. There's tape. You messed up. Okay, just admit it. But to say it was Jeff's idea, Jeff drove, Jeff all that, it's like, that's crazy. Jeff begged me to do it. Like, crazy. It's actually insane. So the people who are still hanging out with him knowingly he's like an actual person currently is actually insane.
And what makes it even worse is in the dark, like hearing Casey talk about that final interview, and like in the reviews, people talking about this final interview where David doesn't come across well at all. Like, literally, the people who saw it always say that like in every article I read, it's like, it's cringy how he can't take any accountability. Like, he shifts the blame. And again, the Dirty Dom one, and like specifically like the essay allegations, like they are very serious and there's so much proof, and he was there, and even that, like, he shifts the blame to who inside Kat Tannenbarge for covering it.
Yeah,
like,
which is
that's
wild.
the person you're mad at, is Kat Tannenbarge for writing the article.
Yeah,
like,
being like, they want clicks. Like, that alone
so
shows you what
weird.
a person it is.
Reading that, I was like, oh, like he actually is a menace. Like, just bad. Like, that is, it gives me the ick to even like read that. Like, to have no accountability whatsoever.
Zero.
And that's what is so annoying, is that it's in the footage. So and I feel like these articles and these reviews about the documentary you have to really seek them out, right? Because like, even me, like, I didn't really know about them until this morning when I was looking them up. And I'm like, you have that on video, and if that video gets out there, like, obviously there's no going back from that. Like, seeing David in 4K, like, mask off, taking no accountability, doesn't think he did anything wrong at all. Like, you can't walk that back. So obviously that's why David doesn't want it out. But it's so annoying, and just like, I don't know how anyone can like be pro Casey after that, because it seems very much like you sold your morals, you know what I mean? Like, because you even
definitely,
he knows, like, Casey knows. Casey says like, it wasn't good. David didn't come across well. He says, I gave David opportunity after opportunity to talk about it and take accountability for it, and he didn't.
Because David doesn't think he does anything wrong. I don't think he thinks anything's wrong. I don't think what Dom did was wrong. I think the only reason he had to come out against Dom was because there was so much pressure on him. But that's like his number one. That was like his best friend. So it's like he probably only had to, because he felt pressured to, but like, he doesn't think he did anything wrong. He thinks everyone's in the wrong. The girls are in the wrong. Well, they were in my vlog. They wanted the clout. They wanted this. Like, I know his mentality and the way he thinks, and it's like, and everyone does at this point. So that's why I feel like I don't want to let up, and other people shouldn't either. And like, in Casey talking about it just makes it worse. It's like, okay, just stop talking about it, because then we want to talk about it anymore. I think David needs to pay him a little more just to not ever talk about it. You know what I mean? Because it's not looking good. If I won the lottery tonight, I thought about it. I was like, maybe I'd buy it, but I don't want to go and give Casey the money. Yeah, I was like,
We'll just keep talking about it. And there's people. That's the thing. People have seen it, so it's not like no one has ever seen it. We'll go and we'll find every single person who has seen it. We'll sit them down.
He said the victim who came forward about Dom has seen it.
Yes.
So I do have her email.
I kind of think. I think Spill said that she saw it too. I think Christy
Spill saw it.
I think she was also. Back
then they sent links for people, influencers, and
what?
YouTubers
to see it.
I think so.
We didn't get to see it.
That's
crazy.
He doesn't like you.
All right, he hates women. Yes, loud women on that. Yeah, got it. He's the worst. Well, anyways, I would love to see that screener, Casey, if you want to send it my way. Maybe I can give a little bit of a better opinion on it.
Yeah, if you want us to like not think you're gross. Yeah.
Right.
But it just makes him seem like
cover up.
Like a gross guy. Like again, Rosanna always be running around here clocking the boys club. It really is giving
it's
boys
a boys
club.
100%. That's why no one covers Mr. Beast. That's why Penguins isn't doing Mr. Beast and Logan Paul, even though it's like the biggest story in the whole world, but no one's doing it because it's a boys club. Even like, has D'Angelo done a Lunchly one?
I think he ended up doing Lunchly, yeah.
Because he was doing some crazy ones like Cynthia Erivo. And I was like, let's talk about Mr. Beast. I think that's a bigger one. But it's always that case. And it's so annoying because they just want to protect each other. I don't know what it is. It's very annoying, though. Did he end up doing a Lunchly?
I could have sworn he did it like a day after we talked about it.
He took it down. Because D'Angelo Wallace is kind of like the new Shane as far as the voice of reason. You know, everyone's like, oh, if D'Angelo Wallace does the video, then that's right. Which is, I agree. I like him. But also being a little not reporting on Mr. Beast and going at him for all these crazy things. I guess Rosanna's doing a good enough job. He's like, I'll leave it to her.
God, D'Angelo does post a lot. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah, he did. 9 days ago. YouTubers sell multi kids, laugh about it on podcast.
Okay. T.
There we go. Yeah. But
Love
it was
it.
after we clocked. So I'm going to give us credit.
Because Cynthia Erivo was before that, wasn't it? And where I was like, let's do Lunchly first. Let's talk about that before the poster. Which Cynthia Erivo has come up with a follow-up and has said that she probably should have just talked to friends about it, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yo, he did Cynthia Erivo, and then he also did Ariana and Elvira.
Wild. Before Mr.
Logan
Beast
Paul
and Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Oh my God. See, he felt it. He's like, yeah, I probably should. I would love to see more male commentators commenting on this, but they probably won't because
It's left to us.
they're probably at the David Dobrik parties.
Honestly, T.
So many people are. You know what? I didn't notice until I saw like someone posted like they did a run through of David's house for the Halloween party, and then I realized I was like,
the background.
yeah.
Yeah.
I saw like the purple carpeting, and I was like, oh,
The snakes.
yeah. So I was like, ooh, there's some influencers there that are like, why? Why? It's not cool. David Dobrik's not cool anymore. He never will be the way he was. Okay, he has money, but so do a lot of weird people. You know what I mean? Like, find someone who's not so, I don't know.
Yeah. Especially, again, like reading about David's take about the victims of Dirty Dom really like it sent me into a different dimension of like icked out. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, how did I ever think you were a cutie?
Well, I'm glad you saw the light.
That
I hope
really
we still do.
me.
Well, I think we joke too much about Dobrik's pizza. Because we forget. That's the thing. I forget.
Same with the chocolate. I always the Mr. Beast chocolate. I don't know.
No
when
more.
I think about the food and then I forget, and then when I talk about it, I'm like, damn, I can't
It's
eat
not
this
our
chocolate.
fault. We just have a problem with food, okay, you
Is
guys?
it true? Honestly, yes.
It blinds us.
Yes, let's
because
put it on that.
I know. I think about that because some people have like a normal relationship with food, and I feel like with us, we just have a little bit more of a stronger connection with food. So we forget. We forget about things. So
And the source of the food. Yeah.
Ben, our food intern, take Dobrik's off the list. We can't. We'll take the Gudetama Cafe though if they will send that to us, but I can't anymore.
I know this really made it like, oh God, I did love that pizza, but I can't.
We can't.
See, Casey, how easy it is. I love Dobrik's pizza, but I won't eat it because of this. You love David. You still have, if I unalive someone, I would still hope that you denounce me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't support. I wouldn't be conflicted. I wouldn't be like,
Yes.
I'd be like, oh, this is bad.
if I did something that bad where I almost like unalived someone, like, oh my God.
I think I'd be like, yeah.
And I would understand. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because I'm a normal
You're like,
human being.
right.
Like, these people are insane. These people are actually crazy.
There's some psychos amongst us, that's for sure.
The fact you have loyalty to someone who was complicit in an alleged essay and then almost killed his friend is crazy.
Yeah, like on camera, him
Complicit,
driving.
he was filming it.
Filming.
Yeah, like you need to be the most sober, aware witness to film it
Yes.
and then edit it.
Film it, drive it.
Who
but then-
knows what else he has in his videos, you know?
And everything is like out there, and he's still like, Jeff drove it. What? Like what? Like we see it. Like that's actually so insane, and it's just so frustrating, and it's actually like so sad and weird. But it does get overshadowed because he is hiding because he's a little weasel. But also like he's just hiding on Snapchat. But then like also Mr. Beast and all this other stuff like overshadows it. It's like let's not forget David Dobrik, but. I mean, it's nice we're forgetting him, but what?
Before we go, there's another conspiracy. I didn't know those shoes were 2 pieces. What? I thought it was like I thought your
separate.
shoe was like tall and folded over.
Yeah, here it is. Here's the shoe. It is crazy. They're both UGG. They both say UGG. There's an UGG on the back and UGG here. Oh, maybe I was wearing it wrong. I think the UGG goes in the back. I think it was on the side originally, but that's okay. Yeah, it's like a 2-piece thing. It's pretty cool because look at this is nice and stretchy right
Oh,
here.
and I love the ankle one.
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
it was
guess
really
you
comfy.
I guess you can wear the top with different shoes.
This is such a funny design. I love it, but like so weird.
But I thought it was like one shoe. That was like going up and then folding back.
I think that's what makes it kind of cool. It's kind of like for our big calf people. They were too warm. That's why I took them off. They were very warm and my feet started sweating a little bit, so I took them off. But they were very comfy and good for wide feet. But yeah, I have to get more of these in colors. We love the Uggs over here.
Oh, wait, no, I'm wearing shorts.
Shoe
I was going to
cam.
say.
Put your shoe up there. Yours are so cute. I know. We got to figure out the pants for next year. Or next
We'll
year,
show
next
them
week.
on Patreon.
Ooh, if you want to go see Oscar's
See some
shoes
thigh.
and thigh.
Yeah.
We do thigh cam over there. That's another tier. We love you guys. God. We should have Just Trish pizza.
I thought when you brought it in that it was Just Trish pizza.
Could you
I'm not gonna
imagine?
lie.
We compete with Dobrik's. We're right,
Right
next door.
next
I see cookies in that box. Like
Ooh,
something
yeah.
sweet.
I did a little photo shoot for these hoodies. And they did these little props, which were really cute.
They're
and we were
so cute.
Yeah, it looks like you might get them though. We could. Pizza Slime, I think, does that. I think they give you little boxes. But this was cute. They designed it like the little props part. I build sets now in my garage, and it's the funnest thing in the whole world. I did it today too for like no reason. It's like Paris. It's like there's a Paris backdrop behind me. It's like the Eiffel Tower. It really made no sense to what I was promoting, but anyways, so now they build these sets and they do these really cool props, and it says Just Trish Hot and Fresh. And it was really cute.
H-O-T-T-O-G-O.
Oh, yeah. That's called Chappell. See if she wants to do a collab. That's literally not kidding Malibu's favorite song. She'll sing it
Yeah.
every day.
That's so cute.
Like, unironically, she just, like, loves that
She
song. I
just
was like,
remembered. We only told her one time, and she remembered the whole sequence of letters.
she knows it. Yeah. She doesn't even know how to spell or write or read. And she's going H-O-T-T-O. She literally does it. I'm not kidding. I should film it all the time that she does it because it's crazy. All right. Well, Justice Pizza are going to rival Dobrik's pretty soon. We're going to take over that spot.
I know how pink glitter.
Ooh, pink glitter
Kind of fierce.
pizza.
Yeah. That's a good topping.
Yeah, that'd be good. And we won't even charge you extra for it because that's why we love you. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Love you. Get tickets to the San Diego show. Go to our Patreon where we're going to do extended podcasts. Patreon.com/JustTrish. I need to get some Ruffles, sour cream, and onion chips, and we'll see you there. Bye, guys.